If you're listening, can you come up and can we talk about it, please? Yeah, thank you, Carmen. How you doing, Carmen? Good seeing you. Oh, what up, Conso? How you doing, buddy? Uh, you can't. I can't read that concept. I'm too retarded, bro. Um, mm, I don't know. Okay, what notification? Well, the other day, I told Cab her ego. I don't remember the whole conversation, but I think we were like talking about NTF. Like, I don't remember, bro. Oh, thanks, Pokey. That's why I'm retarded. I can't read. I don't remember the whole conversation me and Cap were talking about, but I told him like her ego's taking over her mindset. That's my opinion, but oh, gotcha. I feel like sometimes NTF let her ego take over. Like she gets all this power. She thinks she has. She thinks she's better than some people. That's my opinion. Cunts, stop being really autistic for once, please. I'm sorry I hurt NTF feelings. I thought I can talk to anybody I want. I wasn't really talking shit about NTF. I just said her ego. What's up, dumb? Probably Pokey. It probably has dementia. I mean, I didn't say anything about Smashly, and I had a dispute when NTF was sticking up for her only. NTF's like, what Brandon do this time? I give him he went after Smashly. She didn't ask Smashly what did you said to Brandon? No, she didn't. I mean, I'm not. I'm that type of person. I keep things to myself for like so long. So I just kept it. Ah, damn it, Traeger. Hey, Batfag. How's your mom doing? Anyways, no, NTF didn't ask anything to Smashly, like why Brandon said that to you. No, she was like on her side when that happened about a month ago. I just kept it myself. You know why? That's what I do. But like, oh, it's okay. Oh, I'm what up, man? Full man. That's good, Batfag. Did she tell you she's pregnant? I like NTF. Sometimes I feel like her ego sometimes try takes over her mindset. Good Batfag. Pokey. Same with his aunt, right? Well, Batfag, do you want a baby brother or a baby sister? Batfag. Anyways, back then, I like NTF. It's just sometimes I feel like, in my opinion, her she has the ego problem sometimes. Sometimes she gets too big for her britches and um too big for her britches to talk shit. Like, I mean, I done it. I think we all done it before. Yeah, Pokey. She did not tell me you're my brother. Fuck. Oh, I guess you're the oldest, Fimmy. Damn. Anyways, I done it before. I had ego so much. I thought I was like, ooh, I'm better than you, or all this, Me too, cons. That's how I feel with NTF sometimes. I kind of feel like she does have ego, Carmen. That's my opinion. Oh, damn it, bat fact. Right, Pokey. Everybody has an ego, Carmen. Some people don't have it much as others. I used to have a big ego right before COVID happened. 21-year old guy. I thought my ego was, I thought it was all, bad and tough, and I wasn't. Because I let my ego took over. Right, Pokey. Ego, my ego. Then I realized I had a reality check. Like, no, I'm not like a really big person mindset wise. I was pretty much saying I was invincible. Thanks, Pokey. Thanks. Yeah, a lot of guys want my mom's DMs, Pokey. I don't know why, but it's okay. My mom should just be a lesbian. Mm, yeah, right, cons. I don't have like, yeah, I have Lego. Just take the L away from Lego cons. What's the difference? Um, and yeah, if you're hearing this, I'm really sorry I hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings like that. Oh, NTF just got mad. Her mood swings kick in bat fag and just started riding my ass again. Well, I was talking to Cap the other day. Shut up, Pokey. Your mom does too. I was talking to Cap in Jeps, I think, the other day. I don't remember the conversation. I told him, like, yeah, her ego, meaning like her ego is taking over. And she got mad about it. Probably she's going to tell the bad stuff. Rather. I mean, I have it. She sent it to me. What I said. That's true. I mean, uh, more than a moment, Mister X. It's her time or month again. That's all right. Women be like that, man. They have her time a month. Trust me, I know. No, I guess Dragonfly said I was talking shit about um NTF on Nanya's. I think last week. No, I did not. Fat dude. Oh my god, bro. He went on Ryan's last night first, and he can call Nanya and tell you really mean things. No, I'm talking about I grew up with two sisters, Pokey. I have a stepsister and a sister, and of course my mom and my stepmom. And I'm pretty much saying I grew up with a lot of women in my life. I mean, when they get their fucking periods, holy fuck, they're mean, man. They're mean. They're like, what the fuck? What up, Ryan? Good seeing you, buddy. No, Jeff went to Ryan's last night. He just like being really nasty to Nanya and Telly. Like, bro, but he's sober, guys. Uh, right, Buffett? Oh, where are you not better than that? No, Pokemon. No, no, I'm. Nope. Oh man. Ryan, come on, bro. What? What's quote muscle relaxers do? Wow, that's crazy. I was listening in Jeff's life last night, chatting and all that stuff, and I got really tired. So I was listening until I fall asleep. I woke up like 5 in the morning, and Jeff was still live. Like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah, Batman. It's heavy water, bro. It's the water, okay? Shit. It's his water. Okay? His water does that, Batman. You don't understand what New Mexico water has. It's like really strong. clear stuff. The more you drink, and the more you get really loopy. Oh fuck, man! This whole community is a shit show. It's like a sitcom. Dr. Jeff, my favorite person, autistic person. Good morning, Dr. Jeff. Good morning. Dude, that was pretty good by Nanya. That was a good comeback. You know. Ew, Pokey. It's not fake, Dragonfly. I wasn't really talking shit about NTF. Pretty much Batfag. I know Dragonfly is perfect, guys. Remember that she doesn't do anything wrong. Exactly, Mr. X. Thank you. Yeah, that's gross, Pokey. Why inky feet? Pigs. Yeah, we know Dragonfly. Yeah. My trackers is everyone. I wasn't really talking shit about India. I just said she had an ego. It's her ego. I didn't see her on my side when she was believing Smashley a month ago. But that's okay. Oh my god, Pokey. Look, Chase Silly. Oh my god. Cap, what up, bro? Cap, she was mad I was talking to you. I think it was in Jeff's live. Not last night, the other day. Remember I told you she had it's her ego. I don't remember the conversation. What's worse, Brandon sending water mutation fleet or buzzing those? Oh fuck, Doctor Jeff. Bro, that's a good question. Oh, okay. Uh, I don't know, Doctor Jeff. Those are. I mean, it's not really trolling to me to troll. I always try being a good friend to NTF, man. What up, Chris Wishel? I was trying being nice to be like a nice friend to NTF. Like, yeah, like I thought maybe she wants some money, you know. John Gotti, yeah, I know. A lot of people think I'm just a, a retard. Huh. What? Who? What feet? Who's she, Batman? Oh, Chrissy's. I saw that little video. She got some big feet right there. Scary. Pokia. I could use 50. Uh, no, Cab. I sent her $50. Be a good friend. And remember the other day we had a conversation in Jeff's last week? And I told you it's her ego. And, and she got mad this morning about it. No, she did not, John Gotti. See what? Well, I can't share on my phone, bro. I can't screen share on my phone. Only my computer. No, she just sent me a screenshot. Well, John Gotti, NTF is a friend to me. That's what I do with my friends. I help them, bro. Cap doesn't need $50. I'm cool with everybody, Chantel. Anya Nights, everyone. No, American Smoker. I don't pay for my friends. It's alright, LARP. I mean, a lot of women are soft, anyways. Oh, I was trying being a good friend, American Smoker. I thought she needs some $50 for, you know. Well, Cap, fuck, I have to be nice. I have to put this real nicely. Cap and NTF are just different people. John. Wow, Cap. Oh, I don't. Well, NTF says she doesn't like Nanya, so there's no point of Nanya supporting NTF channel. Thank you, Doctor Jeff. Yeah, Pokey, shut up, bro. I didn't pay off. I'm not paying off my girlfriend. Oh, uh, well, Cap doesn't need $50, John. Oh, I mean, Chantel, if that's all right, yeah. I Remix supports my channel. No, John Gotti, I thought Cap is not poor. I mean, looks like he has a good job. It's all right, Cap. I'm not worried about it, bro. I was trying being a good friend to her. It's all right. If I see somebody struggling, I'll give him some money. It's all right. I think Cap is not that poor. Mm. Pokey. Do some legal stuff. Chantel. Oh, Chantel's poor. I mean, we're all poor now. Bat fact. I mean, dude, that water, quote quote. Um, it's strong, bro. It's strong. I can just say. Oh no, her internet bill's like probably $90. Like mine. Her internet company and I are the same. So I think she pays about $90. I paid $90 for my internet. It's like the top internet, high speed and everything. Yeah, the gotta get some constipation. Oh, bro. Oh, okay. Good job, Pokey. I hope you're making money on that, bro. I'm thinking about selling my girlfriend's feet peaks. Honestly, she can be a she can be a foot model. She got nice feet. My girlfriend got some nice feet. Yeah, it is Gremlin. Are you old enough? Show me your ID. You look like 12. Go away. Gremlin Brown was shaking it. It was shaking. Adam Cam. What, Pokey? Did she brawl her or you just kidding? Ryan, I was being a good friend to NTF and like here's $50 on for YouTube. No, Gremlin, I'm talking to Ryan. Oh fuck. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Ryan, I was being nice to NTF and as a good friend, I actually I thought to myself, maybe she couldn't use $50. So I get I sent it to her for YouTube. Now she's on my ass again. Oh, when Pokey. I only shake my ass for moms and grandmas if the grandmas are hot enough. Why, Chantel? Why? You have to believe in yourself. Grandma, I hear a great promo price for an internet. Nice, Carmen. I like CenturyLink. CenturyLink is good internet. I like it. It's fast. It's affordable. I mean, I'm like getting top notch internet for $90 is not bad, man. It's really fast. It's good. It's Brown try to order some F6 for me. Damn. I mean, $50 is pretty good, bro. Ryan autism makes me all fucking. Don't do that. You can't say that, dude. Leave Ryan, bro. Poor Ryan. I'm sorry, Brian. Ryan, I'm sorry. Some of my people in here are mean. Nah, Chantel. Quote let you. We know what you do behind the scenes with them. Dude, that fact, my autism hurt in Jeff's life last night. It's like I heard my I heard my brain sizzling. It's like, oh fuck. Yeah, we know you're weird, Ryan. It's all right, buddy. I'm weird. We're all weird. Hey, Smashley. Uh, gross, John. Uh, her bipolarness kicked in Junie, and she got mad at me again, and she rage quit. Like, what's new? Oh my god, that fag. You have a sock fetish? Yes, Doctor Jeff. It's my fault, bro. Uh, what Pokey said? I, I don't know, Dragonfly. I don't know where you're still here. Doctor Jeff, you're on. You are on something right there. Oh, I was talking to Cap the other day, Smashley, and I told Cap NTF has an ego. Well, her ego. And she all mad. I wasn't talking shit about her. I told Cap it's her ego, like her ego. No, Cap. I mean, I would be a good dad, but uh, yeah, good Dragonfly. Do it. Back to Caps. No, Cap. I would be a great dad, but I'm not mentally. I can't do it. I can't be a dad. That's why I'm getting a vasectomy soon. So yeah. I guess not, Smashley. I guess not. I wasn't even talking shit about her. I just say her ego, meaning like her ego. I feel like, in my opinion, her ego is taking over sometimes, like her mindset. Yeah, I am soon, Doctor Jeff. No babies for me, dude. Even though she doesn't like. Yeah, exactly, Smash. Thank you, Smash. See, you understand. I wasn't really talking shit about her. I just said her ego. I feel like her ego sometimes uh gets too big, and I mean it happened to me. We see my ego a couple months ago. My ego kind of went big. I started a war with MTF, and damn, right is don't grandma, bro. That's gross, bro. That's gross. That's gross, bro. The hole is too big, Gremlin. No thanks, buddy. No thanks. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm getting it. Anyways, right past that. Yeah, I'm getting a vasectomy soon. Brandon, yeah, that would be her. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to my doctor's this Tuesday, so I can ask where I can go to get one. And my grandpa's gonna help me pay for it. My grandpa, like, he told me to, like, Brandon, you should get a vasectomy. I was like, yeah, I should. Like, I don't want any kids, so like, you should get a vasectomy. Brandon, I'm pretty sure I do. I mean, I got 4 Tulsa Lego pieces. Fucking yeah, Pokey, yeah, I can figure it out, but of course, no, that'll hurt, bro. Lord, my grandpa's a great man. He's paying for my vasectomy. He he's like pretty much like I don't want Brandon to get knocked up some chick. My grandpa's looking out for me. Thank you, Grandpa. Right, doctor. Dude, I had to give credit for none to tell Jeff that last night on Ryan's panel. I was listening. I was like, damn, Nanya. Like, bro, I not to be a savage. Woo. Okay, Gremlin. Your mom is just sperm donor. I no, I donate all my sperm to your mom, Gremlin. Oh my god, Cap, no, bro. Ugh. How you know, LARP? You have one? Come on, Brandon, you're talking it. Like, you don't get any pussy. Brandon Lego's lost piece. Get lost. I don't like you. You're gonna be in your 40s. Me, the girl once can't regret the fucker. Nah, no cons. No kids for me, bro. Oh, nice, LARP. Nice. See, LARP is a smart man. Right. That makes sense. I don't want any kids. I I just don't have that mindset. I'm not really a financial responsible person. Thanks, Batman. Oh, Gremlin, that's gross. Hey, I can't be a dad. There's no way I can't be one, Cons or anybody. No. There's no way I can't be one. Ice packs. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Do we I know this sounds weird to the ladies. Um, do they just numb your ball sack and just snip it? Just cut like a little cut? No, Cons. No. Well, go lost somewhere else, you retard. Get the fuck out of here. Only Brandon's Lego set 4K can be in here. Ah. Oh, okay, Chantel. That's go find out what the fuck. I mean, I guess I have to. Cons. I'm not gonna have kids when I'm 46, bro. That's way too late. All right, that fact. No, I'm not having kids. No, I'm not. I'm not fucking financial stable for kids. If I had kids with a woman, and she like, Brandy, can you get some diapers? You know what I'm coming back with? Fucking Lego sets, and she'll leave me. Probably Brandon's lost Lego. Don't. Oh, ouch. God, bro. Yeah, and you'll be dead when your kids have kids. That's that, bro. That's like, see, guns. I see why Jeff is his way. What the fuck? Bad Fag is accusing Chantel of being a tran? Bro, that's wild work. Holy fuck. If I had a kid with a girl, like I said, I'm not bringing diapers back. I'm bringing Legos back. And she like, why you buy Legos instead of diapers? I'm done with you, Brandon. Yeah, exactly. No thanks. Like I said, Legos before hoes. But my girlfriend ain't no hoe. Oh, man, it's really gloomy today. I like it. Oh, I bet, Lark. Man, I I can't imagine. Yeah. Oh fuck. You don't have so much. Oh, that's alright, Chantel. You walk. Oh, fucking pokey. Ow. Trying to go right here. What the fuck? That's weird, dude. Yo, what's up, Matt? Call him told Brando. Constantine, bro. I'm just. Thanks, Brandon. It's Legos. Let's peace. Well, Brandon going brand hard and kicking stuff. Nah, bro. Arguing with his cat. You get rich. Brandon, what are you talking about, man? Well, good seeing you, Matt. Thanks for coming by. Damn, I missed Telly's live last night, 2 hours ago. Telly went live 2 hours ago? What the fuck? No, right. My girlfriend has been in pause. Uh, Yo, Brandon's Lego set 4K. Uh, you're the only Brandon all can be in here. No Brandon Mega Blocks, no Brandon's Lego piece. Just for that Brandon's Lego set. Um, there you go, there you go. Oh, speaking of Brandon's Lego, there. Let me show you what Brandon's sex right, Cookie. Right? Oh, Cap! No, bro. Stay under the bed, boy. See, Brandon's Lego set? I built the Yavin 4 base 2 nights ago. See? I bought some Legos, buddy. Pile! Oh, man. Uh, oh, okay, Chantel. Brandon, you just call Blackpool. No, no, I didn't. No, I did not, Pokey. Ah, well, Driveway doesn't like me. She likes to stir things up. She likes to stir the pot. Why you want your husband to have one, Chantel? No, I was telling I was telling the Lego Brandon Lego last piece. Bye, boy. I never said she is. I reign supreme burritos. That's right, Brandon Lego said. She is a good person, but she likes to twist the narrative sometimes. She's good at making other people look bad. What the fuck, Const? Oh, God, what are you even talking about, dude? Thank you, Brandon Slago said. I appreciate it. I don't see I don't see him. Brandon's Lego lost piece. Don't stick up for me. Oh, okay. Exactly, Sean. So I seen it before. She just did it in NTF this morning. She said I was talking shit about NTF or Nanyas, and I did not. Holy shit, that's a lot of children. I've what cons? Uh, with Cap Brandu. I don't know cons. Oh, Sean. Oh, that's good, Sean. So two is good, dude. Two is good right there. NTF is weekend for oh my Pokey. Well, Batman, I know. What? See? Why why she bought Pokey? For the we're gonna be nerds today, guys. Never. Never mind. Oh yeah, we can be. All right, we're gonna watch some Pokemon. I'll be a year lost under a pile of Brandon's dirty clothes and doctors. I'm never playing. Have fun being made suck on Brandon gets bored. Oh, Brandon, can we see the spots where I'm Duggar clean? That's only my work, bro. Thank you, Brandon. It's like that's it. No, that's at work. When I'm gonna clean my room eventually, I'm gonna bring the rug doctor home and uh, to clean the carpet. Brandon never lost. What the fuck? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna clean my room. I have a way to do it.
Nuzlocke of Pokemon Emerald with only Ghost-type Pokemon. Now, this is one of those Pokemon challenges that has been designated as being nearly impossible to complete, and there's a good hit us at all. Only problem being stuck with reducing his attack stat, which is kind of bad, as all ghost moves are physical in this game since the physical special split didn't come around until the next gen. Regardless, it's time to fulfill Torchic's fate.
It is unavoidable.
It's a Pokemon video.
It is your destiny.
I don't know. You like Pokemon or not? I like the guy, bro.
We have a battle with May, and all we've got to attack her with is
I like the guy.
What a weird move. It does random damage equal to 0.5 to 1.5 times the user's level worth of HP. Fortunately, Myrtle seems to know what he's doing, taking down Mudkip into attacks. Since, well, Mudkip can't hit us at all.
I don't play COD videos.
So maybe Myrtle doesn't know shit after all. Back at the lab, May
I
acquiesces.
play Villa's your mom.
Come on, Sylph. What Nuzlocke YouTuber uses the word acquiesces? Just embarrassing. And gives us some Pokeballs, officially starting our run.
I don't like COD.
Not Wally.
Yes.
Poor boy's
I really know they COD
encounter
universe
psychic
anymore.
map on this first encounter to battle
not
our
the same.
ghost team, isn't he?
When I was growing up.
There is no meme. This is just a threat.
Now, entering the Petalburg Woods, it occurred to me we have no way to hit dark types, and there's a grid with Poochyena up ahead. Either I spend hours losing all our power points so we can attempt the battle with struggle, or we thankfully get Astonish at a resisted move with our minus attack stat, but hey, better than struggle. Now, fortunately, Poochyena doesn't get bite until level 13, and therefore can't hit us at all. The only problem being, he does have Sand Attack, and we only have 15 power points with Astonish. Dear Lord, I almost like soft-locked myself here, but fortunately we took him down with just 4 power points
Because her son,
with that, we're live in Rustboro City, and the only things we need here are the Cut HM and Quick Claw, really, so kind of uneventful. Now, I don't know if you know, but Mischievous has chronically terrible HP and defense base stats, so to give us any hope for what's upcoming, I go back to Route 101 to take on Warpole for HP EVs. I exclusively take on level 2s to get as little XP as possible, and the math works out so I can get about 75 of them before the cap. Let's hope it's enough. All right, it's time to hit up the first gym, and the first gym leader is Roxanne, the rock-type specialist. I quickly realized this is a crapshoot based on how much damage the random Psywave move gives us. And our first one misses. What? Yup, in addition to already being terrible, in Gen 3, this thing only has 80% accuracy. Why did they do this to me? Rock Tomb hit us for a quarter and dropped our speed, which is not good, before we land one for less than half, but then she misses her next attack. Alright, I guess we'll call it even. Psywave then barely doesn't KO in the red, then she hits us again to half already. She then heals up with a potion, and I went for Astonish here and got a crit. Okay then, as I go for Psywave, and we miss again, and now we're already at a quarter health, but our Oranberry lifts us up again before we can take her down. Yikes, not a great start. Her second Geodude comes in, and yup, we miss again. Then she hits an 80% Rock Tomb, and wham, a crit to just 3 HP on a Sliver. Yep, there's no hope. We land a pointless attack before another slams us and ends our run entirely. Whoop. Resetting the game as per Nuzlocke rules, luckily my mystery internet pal has another event mischievous for me. This time a female who I can't name, so Myrtle again. Woohoo! Myrtle 2. Electric boot. Okay. This time a naive plus speed and minus special defense. Nature. Better. And also a bit better IVs it seems. Back to Roxanne. This time we land our first attack, doing over half immediately. Then she misses with potions, and our next Psywave does like nothing. We can then attack again and barely don't KO on a Sliver, so we have to tank a Rock Tomb before then astonishing her for better accuracy and the safe KO. In comes her second one, and Psywave slams her to a third. We get hit by another critical hit before our berry helps, and we land 2 more attacks to barely not take it down in the red again. But then she misses her attack, so another does the job. Whew. Alright, it's time for her ace, Nose Pass, which we can hardly do any damage to, apparently. For some reason, though, Roxanne completely chokes here and uses only Harden or Block repeatedly, pretty much allowing us to freely take her ace down. Okay, I'll take it, I guess. She must have felt bad for us or something. I don't blame her. Brimming with confidence, with a well-deserved fresh new badge in our pocket, I next head over to Route 116. Now, there is technically an encounter here, but we can't make it a ghost type until level 20 after the next cap, but I'm going to catch it for now, an Incada that I nicknamed Phantom. Now, one thing I realized is, in the Rustic Tunnel, all that's on the ground is a Pokeball, which I'm wondering if that's a design choice by Game Freak to ensure that this ghost and Incada method works. Would be really cool if so. Oh my, we get to meet the president? Yay!
I mean, I know that human beings and fish can coexist peacefully.
Hey, look, it's my 2 remaining brain cells. How's it going, guys? Okay, it's time to sail all the way to Dewford Town, where the next gym is, and upon arrival, I make sure to grab the Silk Scarf to boost our normal moves on our don't laugh, it might actually work, okay? Turns out our next encounter is actually available here in the Grand Cave, exclusively in the basement where I can't see for the life of me.
It was so weird.
See my forehead.
Turns out our next encounter is just a 10% chance to find down here, but we eventually get it. Sableye, who I nickname Anakin and who has a gentle nature, giving him plus special defense and minus defense. Not bad. Oh, hey, Steven. Sorry, I can't stay long. I'm busy trying to be the best Pokemon trainer. You wouldn't know anything about that life. All right, it's time for the second gym leader, Brawly, the fighting specialist. And, well, simply put, Game Freak forgot to program him for a Pokemon that is found just beside the gym, as he can't touch Sableye at all with any of his 3 Pokemon's moves. Naturally, we can just take all of his Pokemon down in exactly 15 Nightshades down to 0 PP, due to him healing like crazy, winning us the second badge, and most assuredly the easiest one. Next comes Slateport City, where on the beach we can grab the soft sand item to boost ground moves, which I have a feeling is going to come in very handy for a few strats down the line. And in honor of this ground type find, our part ground type legend, Ninkata finally evolves into a Ninjax, which admittedly is not a ghost type, but having an extra Pokeball in our bag means bam, a ghost type magically appears in our, for some reason I wrote party in the script here, I meant party, which is technically the dead shedded skin of Ninkata, I guess. Kind of disturbing, but hey, it's in keeping with the theme of our run. I'm going to name him Danny when we can get to the name raider, and he has a docile, neutral nature. Now, it didn't occur to me at first, but in the museum here with the Aqua Grunts, they're actually kind of risky with the part dark type Carvana along with Bite, but fortunately, Anakin's part dark type helps us to have some neutrality against it. And for once, I actually remembered to buy Harbor Mail from the mart here, so I don't have to come back here all the way from Mauville later on to exchange it for the coin case. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without those 2 brain cells, I tell you. Up north on Route 110 comes the infamous rival battle that no one expects the first time they play these games, as May challenges us to a battle. Unfortunately, we have no use for Wonder Guard Shedinja yet, as her Lombre has Astonish and Slugma Ember, of course, so we'll have to save our 1 HP gimmick Pokemon for later. No, hey, sorry, come back. I didn't mean that. Against her Lombre, I go in with Anakin for the ghost neutrality, and she actually went for Nature Power twice in a row, which turns into Swift in this terrain, so 3 attacks took her down with ease. In comes the big threat, though, her now evolved Marshtomp, but I have a plan. Knowing she'll likely go for Mudshot, I switch in Myrtle, who has Levitate, so we're immune. Then I use Confuse Ray. She does get Water Gun off, but it does way less damage than Mudshot would, so we can land a Psy Wave. She hits herself in Confusion. Then our next Astonish flinches her, so we can land another
27 years.
Probably one of the easier times I've had with that thing. Now her final Pokemon, Slugma, does have Yawn, but I decided to stay in and slug it out until we fall asleep. Then it's an easy switch back into Anakin to tank an Ember before I can use Priority Fake Out to ensure the KO. Not bad at all. Arriving in Mauville City, the next gym location, I quickly pick up the coin case, knowing just how necessary it's going to be. The 2 roads, one above and one below. A road for each people and Pokemon. Perhaps that is right and fair. Sure, agreed, but there are humans all over the Pokemon path beating them to death with their own Pokemon. Oh no. Wally, please
Pokemon is
do
96.
this. You've got nothing but a Ralts against my ghost team. Come to think of it, this feels very
Pokemon
familiar.
is 28 years old, and Digimon is 27 years old. Wow.
Just past Verdanturf, we can grab the Black Glasses item to boost Dark-type moves. Perfect for Anakin. He definitely needs more darkness. Before heading back to the game corner, which is going to unlock a few TMs like Psychic, but I have a feeling will be crucial if we're to have any hope at succeeding. It's time for the 3rd gym leader, Watson, the electric trainer, one of the biggest and most consistent early game challenges in Gen 3 Nuzlocke, without a doubt. With his lead Voltorb having rollout, Shedinja is again a no-go. So I lead with Myrtle instead. I immediately hit it with our newly learned Psychic for 3/4, then he hits a Spark, and bam, we got paralyzed right off the bat. But thankfully, I had attached a Cherry Berry. A little earlier use than I had hoped, but at least that allows us to take him down from there. In comes Electrike next, and we get a little luck of our own, instantly nailing it with a Psychic crit 1-hit KO. Beautiful. Then comes his Magneton, a huge threat resisting Ghost and our Psychic move too, but I use Confuse Ray right off the bat. It then hits itself, and I decide to go for Psy Wave, knowing it at least has some form of guaranteed damage without resistance. We get a very low roll, and then he paralyzed us with Thunder Wave. He then makes it through, but misses Supersonic, but then we stay paralyzed. Shockwave then nails us to half before Psywave gets a good roll to bring him low. But we are in crit range, so I decide to switch in Anakin to tank the next one. Knowing Fake Out would put him in potion range, I instead tank another Shockwave low before landing the Nightshade for the guaranteed KO. Then in comes his final Pokemon, Manectric, as our berry activates, but we have a secret weapon. With Manectric's moveset, none of his moves is super effective against Danny, our Shedinja, so over the course of, I kid you not, nearly 4 minutes with this one-on-one battle, since I had to rely on the buildup of Fury Cutter's power, despite the fact that we were paralyzed in order to get any damage off, we did it, got the 3rd badge without a hitch. Amazing stuff. Just north of Mauville, we can battle the Windstray family, who challenges us to 4 consecutive survive battles without healing. Boy, do I ever wish my family
He's
could work
good
together
at
in
grass.
any capacity
Grass is
whatsoever.
sweet.
Anyway, after successfully defeating them, the mom gives us the Macho Brace to double the
Oh.
EVs that we get, which I have a feeling we're going to need for our next major challenge. Further ahead on Route 112, this is one of the few spots that are good for special attack EV training in this game, as there are Numo here. Seriously, this is one of the worst games for getting them. We then run into the dude who gives you secret power, and hold on, we know for a fact this guy is from Slateport since the market girl said he was here, and he's traveling to spread secret power to people. Very cult-like, I'm not gonna lie. It's a good move though, so I'll join. You know, if I played a game where people had to guess where I am in Hoenn based on one frame, this would be one of my top 10 spots to go. Hey, you see this, girls? This is art. In Fall Arbor Town, we can grab the... Whoa, okay, oops, wrong house. Sorry, dude. This one, we can grab the DTM from the Fossil Maniac's little brother, one of the game's leading cheese moves for later on. And, okay, it only took me like 20 years to realize you can walk behind this house to get the persimberries that are only found here at this point. No surf required. Yep. Who knew? Atop Mount Chimney stands the leader of Team Magma, Maxi, and his lead is dangerous for a ghost team. A Mightyena with Intimidate. Yikes. Fortunately, we have Anakin, who is not only neutral against Dark, but also has the Keen Eye ability, so Sand Attack has no effect on us. Let's go. After a Fake Out, we can then hit a Nightshade for non-resisted damage, and he hits a Bite, which then flinches us. We get hit again to half before we bring him to the red. Then after he heals, we only manage to bring him to the red again before we got brought to berry range. I can't switch in anything on a Bite, so I have to risk the crit.
Gamefly is the best way to try new games. Rent it, love it, buy it at a discount, or send it back. Keep the games you love at a great discount.
What up, FM? How you doing, bro?
You can visit Gamefly.com for your free 30-day trial.
Nice, Bulky. Nice.
You must be 8.
And he doesn't get it. Would have killed us by literally 1 HP, by the way. So we can take
my phone had like high 70s, early 80s levels.
So I go into our only
because I used to like only leave
attack doesn't do much before we can use super effective psychic to obliterate. Nice. But then in comes the big threat, Camrot.
When we're like high
80s to magnitude, so we hit it for a third with psychic before he uses focus energy. Another brings him low, and then it hits an Ember for not much, so we can land a final couple of attacks after he heals thanks to a special defense drop. Well managed, I'd say. Hey, I actually remember to pick up the Pokemon like time too. Your boy's on a roll.
Like mid-50s,
so there was a massive war between two ideologically possessed armies up an volcano. And this little lady's just selling
levels
cookies.
higher
Would love
than
to
them.
just unbothered.
You're renting everybody.
Fourth leader, Flannery, the fire type specialist, and boy, oh boy, I can't possibly see a way through this safely.
Oh man, Flannery, she was a hard Pokemon.
Macho Brace, and also got the Twisted Spoon by using Wild Abra for extra damage output. Despite that, we literally cannot let any of her Pokemon set up Sun, or we are doomed. Let's give this a try.
Flannery,
I'm with Anakin.
I remember I was playing a kid
on her, thereby giving us the range to switch in middle. Magnitude as I hope. Yes. Now I go for Psychic, and the plan
she was a bitch.
Okay.
Even with Marshall, he was a grounded water type.
As it does, we level up to 30 for more
really
power.
beat her
This is allowed in hardcore Nuzlocke. You just have to be at or below the level cap when the battle starts. This gives us just enough power to one-hit KO Slugma with another Psychic.
Oh my gosh, she was a bitch.
In comes Camera.
Her and Norman.
Psychic hits and does just over half, and then she misses overheat. No way.
I mean,
so another downs her.
Dude,
wow.
He was hard to.
Good luck.
To beat.
Comes Coco next though, and we can't.
I tried so many times.
And then it unleashes an.
I figured out a way
to get us to a quarter before. Yep. It's White Herb heals its special attack. I have no choice but to switch, so I go into Anakin, and wham, get hit down to a third before Berry. It does 62 HP damage on us, but now its special attack is lowered, and our Berry heals us a bit too. I then go for Fake Out to bring it below half and flinch it, and then I thought for a while about this. We can't KO from here with any of our moves. We do have about a 60% chance to survive the next attack, but even if we do, we're going to bring her into Super Potion range, in which case this whole run is over. So I decide my only option is to make the ultimate sacrifice.
It was
switching into Danny the Shedinja, but she went for Attract anyway. What in the world? Oh well, the super potions
I like
still would have ended us,
Sapphire.
so I hit a mere scratch before Overheat
I'm
annihilates
see every
Danny's one singular
Pokemon
health
then.
point.
I like
Well,
Red,
the sacrifice was not for naught. That's a weird
Crystal,
sentence, as this gives us the range to then bring in Myrtle for
Sapphire,
the outspeed and Twisted
Coral,
Spoon boosted Psychic KO to win us the badge.
White,
Danny, you will forever be remembered as a legend.
X.
That lost
I
Pokemon
didn't
hurts
care
a
for
lot,
the
by the way.
Alola,
There are a lot of places that Danny would have been
Pokemon games. I
stellar
just
for.
didn't like
Oh
them.
well, we made it through.
What's up?
Now that we've met our cult friend back in Slate,
Shield.
we can now
Shield
buy
is.
hidden
I like
power and
Shield.
super power TMs. And at this point, I had no idea what our hidden powers were on our
But,
Pokemon, but
Pokemon.
trust me, they ended up being trash. Even though
Scarlet.
they could have been very helpful. Before the next gym, I
If
make sure to
anybody
teach
had
Anakin the Dig TM,
has
along with
the-
giving him the soft
just
sand
wait,
for
you
some
should
extra
get a,
power. Why, you might ask? Well, the fifth gym leader
That's a
is
fun
Norman,
one.
the
It's
normal
like a
type gym leader of
open world
Petalburg
Pokemon
City
game.
and our
You
very
can just
own
go anywhere
father.
you
I
want.
would use the Luke, I am your
It's-
father meme here,
yeah,
but
no
we've
one's
got
fun.
Anakin on our team who is
But
the
I like the-
father, so
I like
wait,
the
is
standard
Sableye
Pokemon
Norman's
games better.
daddy? Does that make him our dead grandfather? The lore runs way too deep here. He leads with a Spinda as I get Myrtle out there. Psychic slams him for 2/3, and then he uses Teeter Dance to confuse us, but I'd attached a Personberry for that exact reason, allowing us to hit him again to knock him out. In comes Vigoroth next, and it does have Feint Attack, but his special attack is very low, so I feel safe going for Psychic for 2/3 again, tanking one hit, but he got a crit before we could take it out as well. Then comes the big boy, Slacking. And if you don't know by now, this thing can sort of be cheesed with the help of Dig, making sure you're underground when it has its truant turn, although it did yawn us as I got Anakin out there, so I had to double switch again to clear it, getting hit by a Feint Attack as a consequence. I then spent a solid 2 minutes repeatedly using Dig on it, and even with the soft sand, 8 of them only bring him to the red. Problem was, I accidentally hit him into Hyper Potion range, which I was trying to avoid. Oh no, he's back at full health suddenly. It's time to just slug it out with Feint Attack and Dig, eventually getting hit with a yawn. I decide to just stay in and try to bring him in range of a Psychic, and we do get a crit thankfully, so I can hit him to the red before we fall asleep, but he Hyper Potions again? What in the world? I forgot he had multiple of those apparently. Thankfully, he did try to yawn us again when we were already asleep, so ultimately,
Crystal was a
truant,
fun
we can
game
bring
too.
him
I
to
like
just
the
a
day
sliver
and
before
night
switching in
cycle.
Myrtle, easily outspeeding
that
it and
was
taking it down
cool.
with Psychic. Man, it took over 6 minutes to take out that one Pokemon. Disgusting. His final Pokemon is then Linoon, and even though it has Belly Drum, which is normally threatening, get it? He has no way to hit us as he only has normal moves, so a couple Psychics seal the deal.
Black and White was
and
pretty
Wally's
fun.
dad decides
You
to
get all
adopt
the
us,
seeds.
realizing that us being stronger than our dad just isn't going to work out, and gives us the Surf HM, opening
Gremlin.
up a whole new world
I
for
love you,
us.
buddy. That's funny.
All right, it's game show time again. Who knows
Jeff
where
got
I am?
painted.
Because I sure as hell don't.
Oh, man,
hey, novice trainer. It's good to see you again. Sorry, I've got to go because the
right there,
the
bro.
sledge. Not that you would have any idea how valuable they are,
bro.
but
You're smart.
the glorious place where you can create a giant citrus berry farm. I love Game Freak for putting this here. It's just so convenient. In the Weather Institute stands Team Aqua Admin Shelly, again a big threat due to our dark types, but Sableye is a good
Did anybody
counter.
join
Launching
this
Carvana with
video?
Fake Out, then Feint Attacking it for the KO after it merely used Focus Energy. We do try to learn Knockoff, but unfortunately that's only a 20 power move in this gen with no boost from items. In comes Mighty Anna next,
Jeff
and
has
of
no
course
more
Anakin
Pokemon
is the
than his,
perfect counter, not caring much about Intimidate and hitting a resisted Feint Attack, but then
She
we get
took his
confused
Pokemon
by
money.
Swagger. Regardless, I know we just need to slug it out here, and we eventually
No,
do
Jeff
break
has
free
to
of
grind
confusion and
more.
take her out with
You need
just
to find
under
out
half health
better
remaining. Arriving in Fortress City.
fighting
Come on, I'm
strategy.
so sick of this phone. Wait a minute. Ethan? Anyway, as I was saying, Fortress City, one of my favorites in the series, and before doing anything here, we actually have a chance to get a couple new encounters now. First, we can progress forward to Route 121, where we can find a Shuppet, which I catch and name Ryder, and who has an impish plus defense and minus special attack nature. Not bad. Good timing too, as only having 2 Pokemon was getting us very close to the level cap. Not only that, but we can also go right nearby to Mount Pyre, where Shuppet is also found, which is why we needed to grab it earlier. Only on floor 4 or above, we can find a different ghost encounter though, a Duskull, which I catch and nickname King Ham. He has a relaxed plus defense and minus speed nature, pretty good actually. And finally, yet another goodie awaits us, as the Shadow Ball TM is found in here, mightily important. With our newly buffed up team, it's time to take on the Fortree City gym leader, Winona, the flying trainer. And with the exception of 2 recent developments, she would be terrifying on the face of it. However, I taught Myrtle the Thunderbolt jam from the kitchen corner so we can instantly zap her lead Swablu out of the sky. Then comes her Tropius next, and for it, I switched into our newly caught King Ham. Unfortunately, she did charge up Solar Beam, wasn't expecting that, so we get hit by it before landing the full super effective Ice Beam from the TM ship.
But you get it in the bottom of the ship, Ice Beam, put it on your
great debut performance.
Water type.
In comes her Caliper next, so I make the switch into Myrtle. She normally protects on the first turn, and it works brilliantly, so we can 4x super effective Thunderbolt that into Oblivion. Her Skarmory would also normally be a huge threat with Ghost, but bam, a crit on it as well. Not that we really needed it much.
That's crazy,
and in comes her ace, Altaria. I switch into King Ham, and she Dragon Dance. Ooh, a little scary. As
Pokemon don't get over 100, dude. It's outside 100.
But it only does right around half. Uh-oh. I have no real choice as nothing can survive 2+2 aerial aces, so I stay in.
Pokemon just stop up level 100 in the game.
Then we land the Ice Beam, hoping for the range, and doesn't matter anyway as we get the crit to finish her off. Wow.
I mean, that Pokemon's pretty good, actually. Grass and
I forgot to record the Route 119 rival battle.
Grass and Ground is pretty good, solid.
She leads with the damn Tropius again.
It's a good coverage for
especially but it just
fire type.
And then Magical Leap before a second Ice Beam takes her down. Her next Pokemon is Ludicolo, a tricky little fella, and it hits us with Astonish for not much before I confuse it. And then I decide to get Ryder on the field to hit a couple Nightshades on it for the KO, as she hit herself in confusion and then used Nature Power again. She's not learning, is
nice.
she? Slugma did hit us surprisingly hard with Ember, so to play it safe and avoid the crit, I went into Anakin, using Fake Out to bring her low, then outspeeding her on the next turn with Feint Attack for the knockout. Her final Pokemon is then Marshtomp, and interestingly enough, in this battle, she only has ground and normal type moves. Myrtle is entirely immune to her. Second is right around half before she uses Foresight, which would mean that she could then hit us with a normal move.
In Elven, no matter where you go or what you do, your mount will accompany you on your journey. Perhaps you'll pick...
As we hit her to just a sliver, then she hits a takedown. Weird seeing that affect a ghost type, but the recoil is in fact what does
it is.
GG. With that, the department store is now open, so we can do some shopping.
I don't know if that's probably good.
Actually, never mind, we're never doing any shopping again. But I do encounter the substitute move tutor on the rooftop, and since she can only teach you the move once, I'm gonna wait as I'm not quite sure who would be best for it yet. With some more training under his belt, King Ham eventually evolves into a funky Dusclops, and hold on a minute, is that our first evolution of the run? That is definitely the latest first evolution we've ever had. No, Ninja doesn't count. Not only that, but at the same level, Ryder also evolves into a Banette, a Pokemon I never really get to use, so I really want to see what he can accomplish. In the depths of their hideout stands Team Magma leader Maxie for one last battle. And this time, I approach things differently, leading with Ryder against Mightyena. I know we'll get Intimidate on us, but I had taught him Return for big damage, and I'm hoping he'll use Swagger. He goes for Scary Face on the first turn, but then does go for Swagger on the second, and our Personberry heals us, so Return now does big damage. I think I might have overestimated our friendship though, but after he uses a Mere Super Potion, another hit takes him down. Crobat then comes in and hits us with Bite for a third, then Return does just over half. A crit would KO us here, so I go into Anakin, but he ended up potioning anyway. Okay then. And as soon as I clicked Fake Out, I regretted it, remembering his damn inner focus ability, so all we managed was to take him to a quarter or so before I was forced to switch again. Whoops. Myrtle is a great option, although Air Cutter and Wing Attack combined did 2/3 on us before we could take it down with Thunderbolts. His final Pokemon is Camerupt, and not wanting to risk it, I go into King Ham. He went for Amnesia to raise his special defense, then smashed us with Earthquake for a third before Shadow Punch hardly does anything. Knowing he's going to use it again, I switch into Myrtle for immunity and then tag him with Psychic for almost nothing before he uses Amnesia again. This is not looking good. Our only option now is Confuse Ray, and he does hit himself, so I switch into King Ham knowing he's not going to Earthquake now, and he hits himself again. This gives us the perfect opportunity to then Shadow Punch him after he hit himself a third time in a row for the win. Whew,
No, it
that
doesn't
got
want to play
way closer than I expected.
Yeah, I used to
Okay,
play
this is
all the
my first
time,
time
Hans.
realizing it, but Lily Cove City is really not accessibly designed. You need to ledge jump to get across it, and the whole city
I
is
used to
full
have
of elderly
Pokemon
people.
Pinball
Not cool,
on my
man. No
Game
more
Boy.
government funding for you. A short trip across the sea has us arrive in the next gym location,
It was kind of
Musty
fun,
City.
actually.
And hitting up the gym right away, we eventually make it to the 7th gym leaders, Tate and Liza, the
I wish I
psychic
had
duo.
GameCube.
Against a ghost team,
Because they
I
had
don't think they
fancy
have much
football
hope, but
games
let's see.
there,
They
too.
lead with Xatu and Claydol, and I get Myrtle and King Ham on the field. Myrtle has Levitate, and therefore I know Claydol can't Earthquake her, and Xatu gets scary with Calm Mind, so I immediately Thunderbolt it before it does.
God.
Then
This was
Earthquake
the
hits King
hardest
Ham
gym
for a quarter.
in
Shadow Punch then
Sapphire.
takes out Xatu before they can heal,
Psychic
thankfully.
and-
Then in comes
gosh.
Lunatone. This thing can
Psychic
Calm
is a
Mind as
pretty
well,
strong
but Earthquake is
type
kind of
Pokemon.
scaring me, so I focus on Claydol and hit it to a third. With Lunatone now getting
Oh,
scary
man,
with
I
the
had a
boosting,
struggle
I hit it to the red
when I was
before
a
it's
kid.
buried, and King Ham also recovers
these
quite
twins.
substantially. So another turn, and we can get
Oh,
rid of
man,
that pesky moon.
I
I think the
was
only
so
other
pissed. I
context that
always
works
lost.
is like Majora's Mask or something. In comes Soul Rock next, so I get King Ham out in favor of Anakin. Astonish flinches Soul Rock, and Earthquake does nearly half on Anakin. I know I can now take out Claydol with Astonish and Feint Attack though, but Claydol actually outspeeds Anakin, but we survive low, and thank goodness Soul Rock just went for Sunny Day. That was a close one. Stupid Berry's not activating until the turn ends, as we almost lost Anakin because of that mechanic. But Shadow Ball then finishes that Beyblade. Soul Rock then gets finished by an Astonish and Shadow Ball combo, winning us the 7th badge. And also the Calm Mind TM, which might be our savior. We then have a quick double battle with Steven
probably
against
the hardest
Maxie, and I had
Pokemon
taught
gym
Myrtle the
leader
Calm
in
Mind
Sapphire.
TM, and Steven's
Emerald
Metang,
and
diverting
Ruby.
attention,
They're
combined with
tough.
our Confuse Ray and special attack and special defense boosts, allow it to go quite smoothly indeed. And funnily enough, Metang at one point smashed Mightyena, so Crobat came in automatically as I was going to Thunderbolt the former, and... What the too good. Okay, in case anyone was wondering, I can't express it, but this is exactly what it's like to live in my head. At the bottom of the seafloor cavern, we can get one of the best TMs in the game, Earthquake, before Team Aqua Leader Archie challenges us to battle. And simply put, this was merely a matter of calm minding with Myrtle against Mightyena, since his only has normal type moves. Then smashing through his team with Thunderbolt, as both Crobat and Sharpedo are weak to it. Archie then has an existential crisis, wondering what he's done, and I'm here like,
Oh yeah, I remember Zelda.
Raining a bit
I
today.
played it.
I came all the way to Pacific Log just to check on
You're
Mirage
right,
Island,
Hans.
and damn it, it's not
I
visible
used to
today.
play Zelda
I've
on
been
my
playing this
Game Boy
game way too
Advance.
excessively for 20 years, and it's never
It
appeared
was
for
alright.
me. Does it even exist? Oh wait, is it just a mirage? Is that why they named it that? It doesn't even exist. Hey, my buddy. I was
Red
just
Poison.
wondering if you could help out with your two legendary friends, as they're causing quite a lot of trouble. Oh, okay. Following the legendary madness that ensues in Zootopolis City, we can finally challenge the 8th and final gym leader, Juan, the water-type trainer. And I think I've come up with the perfect strategy against him. You see, he leads with a love disc, which is known for confusing or attracting opposing Pokemon, but with Myrtle being female and with the Personberry attached, we can get a Calm Mind off and then Thunderbolt it into the Netherworld. The same then goes for his Crawdaunt, and in comes a bigger threat afterward, Whiscash, as I hit it with Psychic, but of course the big threat, Earthquake, can't even affect us due to Levitate, so he just goes for Rain Dance as another then does the job. His subsequent Celio also suffers the same fate as his first two Pokemon to Thunderbolt, and finally in comes his Kingdra. The amount of suffering this thing has caused
Kingdra
me
is
is
a hard
unreal,
Pokemon to
despite
beat.
it being my channel mascot, mind you, and it does outspeed due to its ability activating
Dragon,
Lightning,
water
and
type.
tried to do the same again by double teaming before we attack,
Yeah, right.
but we
Case
tag it with a
Crucial.
Thunderbolt, then tank a rain-boosted Water Pulse thanks to our special defense boost, and smash it with another for the final badge. Now that worked out very nicely. Compared with me or even Wallace, you are lacking in elegance. Okay, first off, shots fired at Wallace. Perhaps I should make you a loan of my outfit.
Poor Wallace.
Bro, I'm not too sure about your drip, to be honest. Get it?
Nice
Drip,
day.
it's a
I
water
like to
type
see
too.
him.
Wait, is drip still in these days with the young folk? I can't keep up. There's too much skibbity Ohio toilet riz going on nowadays. Speaking of which, how's your toilet riz, guys? Is it good? Arriving in Ariana Grande City. No, seriously, can we settle this once and for all? Is it meant to be the English Evergrande, the Spanish Evergrande, or the French Evergrande? I don't think we'll ever know. We eventually make it to our final task before the league, the winding Victory Road. First, though, we have to challenge Wally, who has actually become a fairly proficient trainer. See? Anything is possible,
Wally was
kids.
easy.
If that guy can do it, anyone
He was
can.
the whole killer.
Unfortunately for him, the level cap is now that of the league, so we can go a bit higher level than him, and leading with King Ham against his Altaria allows us to Ice Beam it for the 4 times damage 1 hit KO off the bat. Delcatty then comes in and does use Charm to lower our attack by 2 stages, unfortunately, making Earthquake not too much at all. Huh, what do you know, that thing has a use after all. I switch into Anakin, predicting the Feint Attack though. Then I use Fake Out on it, followed by it missing Sing, so Feint Attack gets the KO from there. Roselia then comes in, which misses its Toxic. Wally just can't catch a break, can he? And a single Shadow Ball has enough power to smash that thing. Then comes Magneton, and we only have like 1 non-resisted move on our entire team against it, which just so happens to be 4 times super effective. Earthquake, which we hit after it also missed Supersonic. His final Pokemon is then Gardevoir, normally a huge threat, but it just went for Future Sight, got smashed by Shadow Punch, hit us with Psychic for a 3rd, and got the special defense drop, but it didn't matter as King Ham goes ham and knocks it out. With that win under our belt and having made it through Victory Road, we arrive at our final destination, the Hoenn Region Pokemon League. It's time to say goodbye to all the Pokemon that helped us out on our journey in various ways, and our dead ghost Shedinja. Dead ghost, I guess that's kind of redundant, huh? After fulfilling the rest of our EVs, strategizing like crazy, and getting any remaining items and TMs we might need, it's time for the Elite Four. The first Elite Four member is a nightmare for us on the face of it, Sydney, the Dark-type trainer. We've dealt with enough Mightyena in our day to make me feel okay about it, but this one has Crunch, which smashes King Ham hard before we get a Confuse Ray off. I then switch into Anakin, so we didn't get the Intimidate on him first turn, and Mightyena makes it through for Crunch. We then fake him out on the next turn, and then he makes it through again to bring us to half, but I taught Anakin the Brick Break TM from Sutopolis, so we smash him to the red, have him heal, then hit him again before Crunch takes us to a 3rd, then we can finally get the KO on him. Sheesh. Our Barry then heals us as Shiftry comes in, and he just double teamed before Brick Break slams him to a 1/4, and then he uses Torment. Well, that's annoying, but we can still use it on this turn to take him down. Unable to use Brick Break again, I go for Confuse Ray on the incoming Cacturn, but it lands Cotton Spore nonetheless to drop our speed, then finally hits itself, and Brick Break does enough to get the KO from there. Crawdaunt comes in and Swords Dances, weird because none of his physical attacking moves can hit us. Then I confuse him, but he does land the Surf, but Anakin tanks it on just 17 HP in the red before hitting him down below half. Man, that was close. Here I switch in Ryder, who tanks Surf over half, and then we outspeed with the massive power Return. His final Pokemon is Absol, which fortunately doesn't have a Dark-type move, but does have Swords Dance, which is dangerous. So I go for the burn and miss, and then he gets one off. I have no choice now. I need to land the burn on his turn, and we do. Oh, he gets another one off before Return. Doesn't do enough, but he just Swords Dances again. Definitely got greedy there, so a final 2 take him down after he heals. Made it through one of the bigger challenges. Let's go. The second Elite Four member is another super effective one against us, Phoebe, except don't forget, we also have super effectiveness against her. When first plotting out this run, I was nervous about this one, but realized attaching the spell tag onto Ryder allows us to have a base 115 attack, max attack EVs, spell tag boosted, stab super effective 80 power Shadow Ball against her whole team. And I even set up the substitute ahead of time so any Pokemon that happened to survive it couldn't do anything to us without getting hit again. Which did end up happening with our Sableye, but apart from that, our disturbed little friend gets the clean sweep through her entire team. An incredible performance. The third Elite Four member is Glacia, the Ice-type expert. She is always a tough one with weather conditions and super bulky Pokemon, but I think I have a good plan. Against Dracilio, I go in with Myrtle, hoping to Calm Mind, and even if she encores us, she has all special moves, so I don't anticipate them being much of a threat. However, hail damage combined with Ice Ball's increasing power could be scary upon second thought, so I opt to play it safe and hit it with a Thunderbolt for the automatic KO. Then comes Glalie next, and Thunderbolt does just over half before... Whoa. Icy Wind? I thought she'd crunch us for sure, but now our speed is dropped. Not good. We then get crunched on the next turn before Thunderbolt KOs. Our Berry helps us after Hail as her next one comes in, and knowing Hail is going down, I decide to stay in. And it now outspeeds and hits us hard with Shadow Ball, which for a second I forgot was physical, to just 2 HP before we Thunderbolt it, and do get paralysis at least. Oh man. Here, I go in with Ryder so that we can outspeed, but she makes it through paralysis to slam us to nearly half and get the special defense drop. Regardless, I can at least Shadow Ball for the KO here. In comes her next Celio, and because of that drop, I have to switch, so I go into Anakin, and she fortunately misses Blizzard. I can then fake out and brick combo her to a third before she sets up Hail, then another attack does her in. Her final Pokemon is Walrein, one of my favorites, and suddenly it outspeeds and goes for sheer cold. A 30% chance automatic one-hit KO move hits it and annihilates Anakin. What the hell just happened? I don't think I've ever seen her go for that off the bat, never mind hit it. You've got to be kidding me. Well, nothing left to do but go on with King Ham now as Ice Cream hits us for a third before I land a Confuse Ray on it. Then, she not only breaks through Confusion, but lands a second consecutive sheer cold to take down King Ham. What? It had a 50% chance to hit itself in Confusion, plus a 70% chance to miss sheer cold. Never mind hit 2 of them in a row. I actually cannot. What the hell, man? With no other choice, I go into Rider for Shadow Ball to half, and it finally hits itself, but that activates its berry. It then makes it through for Surf, and we survive on just 6 HP on a Sliver. Then we hit and barely don't K it on a Sliver 2 before she full restores. Oh man. We then hit her to half again, then hit another one hoping for the range. But nope. It survives on what must be 1 singular HP and takes Rider down 2. We are left with 1 single Pokemon on 2 HP, and she full restores, but thankfully Thunderbolt does just over half so we could hit 2 in a row to finally take that cursed thing down. I have no words for what I just experienced. I greatly underestimated her ability. Good luck to us moving forward. With 1 single Pokemon remaining, I'm not feeling too good. But strangely enough, a semblance of a plan comes into my head for the next Elite Four member, Drake. You see, he leads with a Shelgon, which usually goes for Protect first turn, so I Calm Mind, and he does. Before the battle, I also taught Myrtle a track from the Verdant Turf Contest Hall, and he went for Protect again, amazing, and I'm just hoping that he doesn't get a Rock Tomb off, as that speed drop would literally end the whole run. So I confuse him, and he hits himself. Whew. Now I need to get more Calm Minds off with him attracted and confused, and he's immobilized on the next turn and the next one, so I got 4 off in total and land the Psychic for the instant KO. And incredibly, we outspeed and nail his Flygon with a +4 Psychic as well. Then in comes Salamence, who does survive one, lands a Rock Slide, then we can take it down as well. Crunch being a special move was clutch there with our +4 special defense, so he didn't go for it.
At Great Wolf Lodge, there's excitement in every slide, adventures waiting to begin, and dance parties every night.
What's up,
so bring your pack together and book your stay today and strengthen the pack.
Altaria then survives one as well, then Aerial Ace hits us below half, activating our parry, then we tag it twice more after he heals for the knockout as well. His final Pokemon is then Kingdra, and Psychic hits to the red, then he goes for Dragon Dance, but it has no physical moves that can hit us. He then heals fully, we hit him low again, and he Surf, which does like nothing thanks to Calm Mind, and bam, we got the victory. I can't believe we pulled that off. Go Myrtle, go! Well, it's time. The champion of the Hoenn region, the Water Master, Wallace. After using our remaining rare candies and reteaching the Thunderbolt TM to Myrtle, let's see how our 1 remaining Pokemon can fare against the strongest trainer. He leads with a Wailord, and I go for Calm Mind since we outspeed and can withstand his first attack better. Then he misses Blizzard. Nice. I then go for Attract, but he makes it through for the massive power Water Spout to bring us to half already since he's max power with full health. I go for Calm Mind again, knowing if he hits one again, at least our special defense is raised, but he remains attracted, and we get another one off. On the next turn, he does land a Blizzard, but we survive on 63 HP before our berry. Then I get another one off, and he goes for Rain Dance. I now unleash with a +5 Thunderbolt, which is enough to fry him, and I don't think the crit mattered. Then Tentacruel suffers the same fate. Ludicolo comes in, and it could ruin my plan with its plus speed in the rain, as it goes for Double Team, but we make it through for Thunderbolt, only bringing him into the red though. Fortunately, we land the next one after he heals, and we get the crit. Unreal. No more worry about the evasiveness, which could have thwarted us, as we then nail Whiscash with Psychic, which only brings it to the red. Damn this part ground type. It uses Amnesia before he heals, causing us to only do less than half next time. no. I then go for Calm Mind one more time, knowing we need the extra power and all he can hit us with is Surf and no crit, so we take him down with the next. Then Gyarados was of course a full super effective Thunderbolt, and suddenly the champion's final Pokemon, Milotic, a ridiculously specially bulky threat, comes in. But it is no match for Myrtle, the absolute deity. I cannot believe it. We had one Pokemon remaining going into the last Elite Four member and the champion, and we somehow succeeded. Absolute insanity. Now, if there were some sort of crazy post-game battle against the real strongest trainer in Hoenn who happened to be a Steel-type specialist, resisting all of our potential stab moves, leading with a Skarmory with Toxic so we'd have to waste our item slot on a Pechaberry and couldn't reliably set up without using Attract and having a miss it the second time, plus a Metagross that we have 0 super effectiveness against and is genderless so we can't attract it, a ridiculously bulky Cradilly, a Claydol who is also genderless, immune to Thunderbolt and resists our only other attack, Psychic, and has Light Screen to weaken our power, a monster Aggron, and also a powerful Armaldo. If that kind of trainer existed, I don't think I'd want to face him and have to risk the legend Myrtle being killed. Instead, I'm gonna retire and live a nice life on my citrus berry farm. Thanks for joining me on this adventure, everyone. I'll see you guys next time.
That was a good one.
Today, I'm going to try to beat a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon until you get the first badge. So this is the best way to grab our first encounter. I name her Tervita, and she has a timid nature, giving her plus speed and minus attack. Half really good, half really bad. We're gonna need attack EVs like crazy. And strangely, I noticed our trainer ID is a mere 48. Don't think I've had one that low before, as it can range from 0 to 65,535. Immediately after receiving our starter, our rival, hyper as ever, challenges us to battle, and we have a winning option here. The defense curl and rollout combo, which I'll talk more about in a few seconds, but it handily gets us the victory in no time. With Bianca next giving us some Pokeballs, that means our run has officially begun. I'll show you how to use
Oh man, what do you guys want to watch on YouTube? I could tell it went live to you 3 hours ago. I missed it.
Which is why I recover the in space. So before the battle about to wire, as a lot of y'all know, I like
overnight for months and months after.
Man, I wish I had. Welcome, everyone. My name's.
Anything would come, but they'd be proven wrong when both locations would receive an attack from the huts, though they were surprised.
Wow. Nice, Case Ritual. Yeah. Especially if your Pokemon cards are really good condition, you can get like over hundreds and maybe thousands of dollars. Man, I love talking about Pokemon. I missed this one. Let me share it.
Today, I'm going to try to beat a hardcore Nuzlocke of balls, which will give you a very unfortunately doesn't battle us, unlike in some ROM hacks. We next arrive in Jubilife City, where we run Looker. Man, I love that theory that Looker was that police guy on the SSA
Yeah.
fell off the ship and washed up in Hoenn. Oh, thanks, the Versus Recorder. That absolutely necessary feature that hasn't been present since Generation 7. Oh man, EV training a future Empoleon is great up north on Route 204, as I love training mine in HP and special attack, which Bidoof and Badoo are perfect for. Leaving Jubilife, we run into Barry once more, except this time he has a scarier team. A common trend in this game, with nothing but quite a frightening battle, especially because his Starly repeatedly uses Growl to lower our attack. Thankfully for it, we have Bubble, which is special.
Yeah, like Recon. Show us, bro. Excuse me. Here's Case Whistle.
Oh shit. What's good? Am I live?
Yeah.
What up, what up? Yeah, let me well, I don't want to dox my face.
Don't do that.
Alright. Yeah, this is a Charizard I drew yesterday. I didn't
Nice.
I didn't color him all the way, but I started. Oh, let me get.
That's pretty nice.
I found all my old Pokemon cards in my mom's attic. I was watching her house, and I found a bunch. I found a bunch of my old cards, like fucking Squirtle. Dude, this fucker's worth like $120.
Who is that?
Alakazam.
Oh, Alakazam.
And this, yeah, that's the picture I used.
Yeah, Alakazam.
I started drawing Squirtle. This Squirtle, I started.
Squirtle.
Yeah, this one.
Nice.
Yeah, let me grab. I got a Pikachu too. I drew the other day. The Pikachu. Yeah, right here. I didn't color that one either. I got a bunch of shit. I've been drawing. A couple pumpkins.
Can you draw a Mudkip for me?
A bucket?
Mudkip.
Oh, a Mudkip. Yeah. I'll draw a Mudkip for you, Brandon.
He's my favorite.
Really, Mudkip? That's wild.
Yeah, bro.
I respect it though.
Problems to be best.
I respect
Swampert
it for
is
sure.
I like Swampert. He's a beast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Yeah, it's so weird, Constantine, because some cards are worth like a lot of money, and you wouldn't think they are. Like this is what I found. This is my old. Oh, I don't want to. This is my old. This is my old collection. Bunch of shit. Just all different. Yeah, and they're old as fuck. Like they're from the 90s. Right. Like this card, you wouldn't think, but it was worth like $50. Scyther.
Excuse me. That's a lot.
Yeah, but then you can get them graded. You know about that, Brandon? Like you could send them in, and
do that.
Yeah, and they can grade them. But I just heard GameStop just started like a week ago. They started grading Pokemon cards, so you could bring them to GameStop.
Oh shit!
Yeah, bro, look it up. It's some crazy shit. Yeah, fucking.
I don't have it. I never liked Pokemon cards.
No, I never. Yeah, first edition. Oh yeah, I'll show you some more sketches.
First edition is worth a lot.
Yeah, first edition is always there's one.
I had a friend a long time ago. She has like a lot of Pokemon cards. Oh, she got like shit ton of them.
Yeah, they're sick, man. Like I said, I never really played the game, you know. Like I always just collect the cards, but
nice cons.
Yeah, just
I like the games fun.
What'd you say?
Pokemon games are fun.
Yeah, I love the games, bro. I got my old. Yeah, I got this fucking thing. I played a lot of Pokemon on this.
No, is that the DS?
Yeah, it's a DSi XL.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
I got Pokemon Platinum for that, which is sick.
Wow. I had a pink DS.
Yeah. That's sick. Yeah, the Shadowless is worth it. See, I don't know about all that. I know what the Shadowless is. Like it doesn't have that shadow there. But I don't know why some cards are and why some aren't. Like
I don't know.
Just fabric. Yeah, all sorts of shit. I go through phases where I'll draw heavy and then I won't for a while.
That's how me with my Legos.
Yeah.
Like I'll build a lot of Legos and man, I slow down and pick up again when I buy new Legos.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah.
Yeah, just
speaking of Legos, I need to build my Legos.
All types of shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a portable.
Fun, man.
Yeah. I used to draw stick figures.
Yeah, stick figures.
If that counts as drawing.
Thanks, Const. Yeah, it's hard, man. Drawing's not easy. A lot of people say, "Oh, like you're born with that talent." Like I don't know. I think everyone can draw. You just gotta learn. It's you just gotta learn the right, the right rules and shit like that.
Yeah, my brother's a good drawer.
Yo,
it's funny. I'm a good writer. He's a good drawer.
You got I'm about to dox my face in the reflection. You got Steam Deck?
Kinda. What is it?
Steam Deck?
Oh no, I don't know what a Steam Deck is.
Shit, it's like a fucking Switch on steroids, bro.
I heard about it.
Yeah, they're sick. Steam Deck is badass. I'm surprised you don't have one. Yeah, I'm just doing doing like a room tour. Don't worry, it ain't dirty. So what's going on today? I heard last night was one for the books, dude. There was a lot going on. Fucking poor Cat Eyes got her channel nuked. Someone porn bombed her. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was listening, and all of a sudden, someone's like, "Yo, Cat Eyes, you're getting porn bombed."
I was watching it.
I opened up. I open it up, and I see that shit all in its glory. God damn.
Like, dude.
It's a solid, 30 seconds. They had it up there playing. She got caught by surprise, dude.
I know. Poor Cat Eyes.
Yeah, Constantine, the Steam Deck. I think. I mean, before I bought one, I did do a lot of research, and I thought the Steam Deck was the best value, definitely, kind of the best bang for your buck. But it sucks because I bought the Steam Deck, and then I don't know, a month or two later, they came out with the new model with the OLED screen and the nicer screen and shit. So, but I still love mine.
What does the Steam Deck do?
It's you have Steam, right? You have Steam where you play video games on your PC.
Yep.
So it's literally the Steam Deck is a mobile computer.
So I can play any game.
Oh yeah, you could play any game you want. Just about. It
Fallout?
runs. Yeah, oh yeah, I beat New Vegas on this. Let me
about Age of Empires 3.
A little car action. This was. I gotta be careful. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing this. But this is Assassin's Creed. It fucking probably just docked myself.
Which is that? The new one?
Odyssey. Yeah, dude, it runs great. Yeah, I mean, I can't really,
Can you play any Age of Empire games on it?
Probably. Are they on Steam?
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely can. The Steam Deck. Yeah, man. I mean, it's we're talking $300 to $500 depending on what model you get.
I just looked it up. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, no, it's worth it. If you game, it's well worth it. And it's not just a Steam Deck. You can go. It's a mobile laptop. It's a mobile computer. There's a desktop mode. You can go onto desktop mode and add bigger drives and change. Yeah, dude, I've seen that shit. They do the shell swaps and stuff. That's tricky. I mean, I could do it. I used to change iPhone screens and stuff. I used to replace my friend's glass, their iPhone screens for $50. But the Steam Deck seems pretty intricate.
Oh fuck, bro, man, dude, I should get one on the go.
Yeah, Brando, you should definitely get one. I'm surprised you don't have one. It's literally your Steam library on the go. You could play. It even runs Cyberpunk. You know that game Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I kind of played it on my PS4. I never really got into it.
But just the Steam Deck runs Cyberpunk. It's not powerful. Oh yeah, Cons, you're gonna like this. Got the old PSP, bro.
Yeah, I remember the PSP. I always wanted it.
Hell yeah, bro. The OG white, the crispy white.
Just Steam Deck needs a Wi-Fi.
No, you can. There's an offline mode. You can play games offline. Most of them. Most games you can play offline. Yep. Yeah, dude. It's anyone who plays games semi-regularly, I would tell them to get a Steam Deck.
Dude, I'm probably gonna get one. It's I'm on the go, and I want to play Age of Empires. Playing on Steam Deck, where I'm not. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It's got two track pads. It's like a two mouse. It's got joysticks. It has back buttons.
I'm watching it.
It's sick, Brandon. I recommend it. The PSPs are sick, Cons, because you can. I don't know if you know, you can jailbreak them. It's really easy, and then you could download any game you want on the computer and put it on the PSP. Literally any game you can get for free.
Damn, that's dope. Huh?
That's on the PSP. Yeah. And then I got a Switch, which I don't even really touch anymore.
I don't care for the Switch. I played it for my Pokemon games, and I like fuck this shit.
Yeah, there's a couple good games like Super Smash Brothers or something, but
I wish I had a Fallout on the Switch, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you get which you like New Vegas? Which Fallout 4?
Vegas. I like Fallout 4 too.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steam Deck runs it all. Runs both. I played Fallout 4. I played Vegas on there. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Huh. I might get one.
Yeah, you should.
Especially, especially out of my computer.
Yeah. No, it's literally just like having your Steam library on the go. Yeah, it's pretty badass. And it's a computer, so you can do other shit with it.
All right.
So yeah, what's Jeff up to? Sir Jeffrey. Oh, I don't want to talk to him. I'm gonna say his name, Jeffrey.
Yeah, bro. He went to Ryan's last night. And holy
yeah,
shit.
I caught that.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, what the?
Yeah, this and that. It's funny. Fucking laugh at him. But I know Conce is a good friend of him. And, yeah, I do. I feel for him, and I hope he's got a good support. And I hope he, I think somewhere deep down he wants to be better. But
you're right.
It's tough for him, and I've definitely been there. Twisted Metal, Ace Combat, yeah, Twisted Metal was my shit, dude. Burnout, I remember playing Burnout on the PSP. Burnout Revenge. Yeah, people push him, but he also doesn't handle things the best. Like,
no, he does.
Yeah, he doesn't. People get pushed every day, and then there's people that fucking will grab a gun and go shoot up, somewhere, and then there's other people that will reach out to a therapist, and there's other people that'll, people deal with things different ways, and he seems to deal with things a little unhealthy, which I've never been in his position. But as far as the doxing and shit, it's tough, man. What we got?
Today we're playing through Pokemon C.
What the hell are we listening to? Pokemon? What we got?
Yeah, it's like this old school Pokemon.
As far as Jeff, man, Jeff's a pleasure. When he's sober, when he's clean and sober, and he's dude,
awesome.
I thoroughly enjoy him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got great taste in music. He's funny, dude. He's funny. It's the drinking, and we all know that. Yeah, people love to see him freak out. Definitely.
He's nice.
Definitely. I just wish he.
It's like Jeff, just be honest with himself.
I wish he could see himself like from other people's point of view. I get it, man. It's tough, man. The YouTube game can be tough. Shit, gotta have tough skin. Gotta.
Oh wow,
the law enforcement shit. I mean, it's funny, dude.
I guess he called 8 cops last night.
He called OTR. He woke up. Yeah, he woke up. Poor OTR was sleeping, dude. OTR was like, I just woke up. I'm gonna smoke this cigarette and go back to bed. Jeff woke me up.
Man, I would be so mad.
So what concerts you got lined up, Constantine? What concert are you going to next? I know you were talking. You got a big lineup. It's pretty sick. It's badass. The last concert I went to, I went to Gillette Stadium and I saw Pink. You know Pink? You probably know her, Brandon. Dude, it was a really fucking good concert. It was pretty badass. But I definitely want to go to a rock and roll concert.
Right on. Exactly.
That's sick, dude. That's gonna be a good time. Yeah, Pink. It was a good concert. She really performed. It was at Gillette Stadium. She flew around the whole stadium. Yeah, she was on these wires and she was doing a lot of shit. It was a really good performance. Oh. Yeah, and we got we came across like some really good tickets. They were like worth like $1,200 tickets. They were right in front. It was really sick.
Nice.
Yeah. Easy A on Friday. That's cool, man. That's sick, dude. So you like your concerts, man. You go to a bunch of shows every year, or will you like take some time off and then hit like a bunch of concerts, or are you're just always going to concerts? Constantine. Concert season. Oh, around the holidays it slows down. Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm debating to get Red Dead or Skyrim.
Dude, are you Red Dead 2?
No, the original.
Oh, okay. Have you ever played either of them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I prefer the original one.
Oh, okay. You've played the second one, Red Dead 2?
Yeah, it is.
It's good, man. What did you like about the original more? Just it's
It was more Western to it. You can just ride anywhere.
You could do that in the second one. Did you beat it?
There was not really much to do in the second one.
Come on, Brando. You got to play it, man. There's a lot to do.
I did. I like the first one because you can do. I like the first one because you can do bounty hunting, and then you can just go each town and get the bounty.
I think you got to go to the wanted posters in the second one. I think they have bounties and shit. I think at the train stations. Oh man, maybe not. I don't know. It's been a while since I played them. I hit them when I can. This was the busiest year. I did all 3 festivals. I did my first ever fest in 2023. That's sick, man. When you say festival, you mean I see. I don't know, like a concert versus a festival. That not really sure of. Yeah, so shit. I gotta go soon. Get back to work on my fireplace. I'm installing electric fireplace in my house, and I'm doing the stonework around it. Yeah, I got some slate ledgestone, mortar, drop cloths, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's getting cold over here on the east.
Yeah.
Fucking cold. Yeah, last night felt like a fucking fever dream. Going to all those different streams and
what the fuck?
1 day of music or 3 to 4 days of music. Oh, like straight. The festivals, okay.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, when I think of festival, I think of like the EDM and shit like that. But obviously they have like rock festivals and shit. Bro, I bet you would have been in Woodstock back in the day, bro. Constantine. Northeast or me? Northeast. In the Northeast. Fucking getting cold up here. It's not bad today though. It's 63.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Stage to stage festival with the lights. Yeah, well, yeah, dude. It was EDM shows. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, last night was wild because I was like falling asleep, and then I think I woke up. I listened to a couple streams, and I fell asleep, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like Jeff, like I don't know, I was thinking of Jeff. And I was like, was that a dream, or was he really drunk, doxing again? I know. It was and then Ryan and Nunya and Jeff were all up there, and I was like, is this real? Is this real life? No, it's K Schwizzle. That's the first time someone confused me for Cap. Usually they think I'm TBS, Tommy Boy Studios.
Uh-huh. Oh. It's not alcohol, it's melatonin. Yeah. It's just
alcohol. It's the really strong melatonin.
It makes them do that. Yeah, Jeff.
Menthol. Nice to meet you, Menthol man. What
Oh, Ray's back.
What'd you say?
Ray is back.
Where's he at?
He was in Ryan's last night.
Oh, he went up, or he was just in chat?
No, he was talking to Ryan.
Oh shit, nice. Yeah, he seems to go go on his little hiatus, and then he comes back. And
right.
I didn't sound like him this time. That's funny. I do have to admit, I think it was like the first panel or the second one I went on. Everyone was saying, "Oh, I sound like TBS, this and that." I was like, I gotta hear this shit, dude. So after the panel, I went back and I listened a little. I was pretty surprised. It did sound like TBS up there at one point. I thought he had joined, but it was me talking. Yeah, see, Dr. Jeff.
I love Dr. Jeff, bro.
Timu. It's Timu Boy Studios. It's K Schwizzle.
Oh man, I compared to Dr. Jeff. Shouts at people in real life.
It's Ray back. Ray's gonna try to piece together broken pieces of the hooligans he left, and we're not gonna want to put it back together because our leader abandoned us.
Well, our leader abandoned you. You have to take out the leader.
Someone like Ray, dude, I would tell him. I say, man, we can't count on you. You know, we don't know when you're gonna be there, you know, to support us. We don't know when you're just gonna dip out the back door and not say anything. We can't have a leader that we can't depend on.
That's why you take the leader out.
Well, the hooligans are disbanded. They're just a crumble pieces, broken pieces of what it used to be.
I don't know, Ray, Dr. Jeff.
That's what Ray does. Yeah, I've been around these parts a couple of years, and everyone's got their different characteristics, and he does seem to, he'll go a few weeks, couple months without showing a presence here, and then all of a sudden they'll just be back. I said you can leave the community, but you can't take the community out of you.
Right, it's gonna be there.
It's always there, man. Trying to grab you back in.
Yep.
But listening to some of those old panels that Nunya was playing, it's crazy, dude. It makes me wish I was around back then. It would sound like a lot of people that. I mean, yes, for some of them I was around, but like the real old ones, when you got like, I don't know, people up there together that hate each other now, but they were up there back then kind of talking and bullshitting. It's funny to hear that shit. Just trying to slide back in on the controversy. Yeah, I bet he was, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Pullover was live last night. I mean, shit, man.
I love Pullover.
Yeah, I when I catch his streams, I enjoy them. I do. I don't always get to catch them though. And he doesn't leave them up, which I understand. But yeah,
can you connect that mouse to a Steam Deck?
The divide was Rami and Alex people. Yeah, that's crazy, man. At one point, the community was divided over Rami.
It was Tommy and Alex.
Right. I remember that definitely
because Ed likes talk shit about Tommy all the time.
Right.
So yeah, Ed was like, "Oh, fuck Tommy," and so a lot of people left Tommy for Ed. And,
yeah, it really did kind of seem like two sides were forming, and it was just like supporting Tommy or hating him. And I would always watch his chit chats, Tommy back then, and I'd always hear him talk about, Ed or these people. I'd be like, who are these people? Like who, who are these people he's talking about? And I stumbled upon them one time, and I was like, is this real? Like, there's people that really hate Tommy, that much to just, I don't know, just try to affect his real life and shit like that. I don't agree with that. But yeah, it was crazy kind of stumbling upon this place.
Right. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, so all right. It was good talking to you, Brando.
Thanks for showing.
Yeah. Welcome. Yeah, of course, man. No, I like showing them off. I definitely enjoy enjoy drawing. Gotta have other hobbies besides this place, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, guys. I'll be listening. I'll be around.
Yeah. Oh, let's go back to YouTube. We can watch Star Wars.
I wanted to address a back around, clipping one of the holograms before dashing towards the other three. His blade jabbed and interlocked
No, follower has peace wishful.
fight against, so
Do
he
it, man.
withered
Full
away
man.
with
Do it.
each passing strike.
Do it, bro.
His breath was firm. He didn't lose it. His eyes scanned the room as the holograms locked back into place, and he smiled to himself. This was a day well done. He looked to the right and could see the dusk. Coruscant was once again going to bed, but the city, like Dooku, never slept. He prepared to go into the corner and grab his cape off the wall when the doors opened and Master Yoda walked in. The little green Grand Master of the Jedi Order asked his former student what it was that he was doing, and he just told his master that he was training. Yoda looked around the room, pondering what Dooku must train so hard for. Their relationship had fizzled out in the years since Dooku was Yoda's apprentice. The boy had become a man, and his opinions on the Council and Yoda himself had shifted vastly in the years since they ended their training.
Yeah, that would be
Dooku
fun.
crossed his arms with a saber in one of his hands, telling Yoda that he found it difficult to sleep when there was so much that could be done. Yoda almost regret coming in here to visit his former pupil. It hurt him deeply to know that their relationship was tarnished. He could have very easily blamed Dooku for this occurrence, but that wouldn't be right. Not in his mind, at the very least. His eyes scanned Dooku's contorted face. He seemed frustrated, as he always did these days. Dooku asked Yoda how he could possibly sleep or teach, knowing that the Order, his Order, wasn't doing the best it could. The Grand Master didn't rebuttal. He knew that Dooku just needed to get this out of his system, one way or another. And while it was easy to stand across from him and blame the Jedi Master for everything wrong in the galaxy, Yoda knew, truly, how deep this went. Dooku finished his vitriol of the Jedi Master, and the Order he presided over with a statement that enforced his personal beliefs. He told Yoda that if he were the Grand Master, then he would have an Order that better understood its mandate. Yoda knew what Dooku was trying to do, and truthfully, he had grown wary of it. The game of back and forth, the constant bickering, none of it was fun or enjoyable for Yoda. He resented how the relationship had fallen apart. Now that Dooku had finished training Qui-Gon, he told his former student that to believe these things was one way of understanding. To actually control it, or to enforce it, was a completely different way. Dooku was so tired of the Council's deliberations to do nothing, and their constant waxing of poetry to sound morally ambiguous or something. They tried to be the wisest minds of the Order, but they were simply puppets of the current Chancellor, nothing more than a police force for the Republic. They didn't serve the people. Dooku was ferociously training constantly, because it got such vicious rhetoric out of his system. But Yoda had seemingly interrupted him, and he paid the price for doing so. At the end of everything he had said to his former instructor, Dooku told Yoda that he was done with this conversation. Yoda at this point was not done with it. Dooku continued to cross the line, and so Yoda told his student that he wasn't going to allow him to act so righteous of mind when he understood so little of what the Council did or how important their position was.
Thanks for
Dooku
coming in.
extended his lightsaber and challenged Yoda to a spar,
Right.
telling him the terms. If he won
Thanks
the
for
duel,
coming
then he
in,
would
bro.
become the Grand Master. If not, then a punishment could be exacted. Yoda looked at Dooku with shame and disappointment, reflecting on the boy that was once Dooku. He told his former student that his failure to learn was his undoing. Dooku pointed the blade and told Yoda to spar him now. What was the worst that would happen? Yoda turned on a heel and told Dooku that he had gone far enough. This type of behavior would not be tolerated. As Yoda moved for the exit, the doors locked, and he turned back. Dooku questioned if he was running back to his council so that they could help him make a decision that he could surely make on his own. Yoda planted his cane on the ground. his own patience being tested by Dooku's total lack of understanding. Yoda may have upheld the status quo, but there was a reason for everything he did. His eyes looked at Dooku, and he told him that what he wanted would be his undoing. Yoda closed his eyes and reflected on what he had seen just now. He could only see what Dooku's tenure as Grand Master would do to the Order he cared about so deeply. Yoda knew that there'd be no pleasant way to frame this, especially if he gave up his position as Grand Master, because he couldn't just hand it over, and he didn't want to spar. Imagine informing other Jedi of such a spar, let alone if he lost it. Dooku told his former instructor that he wouldn't be allowed to leave this room until he was given a chance. The Order needed change. It was time for it to be allowed to happen. Yoda's lightsaber then ignited. The master and apprentice charged each other. Their blades collided. Dooku's swift and deep swings were all guided by his curved lightsaber, something Yoda even came to compliment after seeing his construction. This being the first time the two of them sparred since Dooku became a knight. Their blades lit up the small chambers on the exterior of the temple. Yoda didn't hold back, but neither did Dooku. The issue is, despite their weapons colliding across the chambers, Yoda's own thoughts kept bringing him back to what he had foreseen. Yoda leapt across the chambers, and another disarming vision planted itself before his eyes as he and Dooku collided, before he was tossed backwards and tumbled across the ground. Dooku pointed to his master and told him to yield. Had he just surrendered the role of Grand Master? It seemed to him that he had. Yoda shamefully yielded, knowing that in no way would Dooku's pursuit of such a position stop until he realized what he himself was getting into. The conversation with the Council's body after the event would be tiring and troublesome. No one on the Council could believe that Yoda willingly agreed to the spar, but they did understand why he did it. The following day would be the beginning of the nightmare Yoda had foreseen. Yoda truthfully didn't believe he lost the duel. The vision he had conflicted his feelings and drawn his mind to somewhere it shouldn't have been. Dooku's ascension to the High Council was the first quote-unquote rise to power seen in their Order's history for more than a couple thousand years. The Council had maintained it their duty to select those who were deserving of the role. Many times the Council had considered Dooku, because he was a case of a neutral chaotic that the Council could oversee, especially from a regular Councilor position. But Grand Master was slightly different. While the body of the Council usually worked in cooperation, and had for the past several centuries, there were instances of the Grand Master going beyond the will of the collective. The Council was very disgruntled with Dooku's placement within their ranks. He was thrilled about the opportunity to create the change he wanted to see. Despite the rest of the members being obviously irritable with his ascension, based on a spar gone wrong, they listened to what he had to say. The irony of the Grand Master's student not understanding the role of the Jedi High Council was also pretty insane, not to mention. He wanted to pull them away from the Republic, and had, without their permission or even acceptance, sent a message to the Chancellor of the Republic, telling them that the Jedi would no longer represent their leadership or work on behalf of them. This would be heard by the Chancellor later in the afternoon. Dooku, in the meantime, wanted to take the counselors on a retreat with him, so that they could fully grasp the subtleties of the Force and what it was that he wanted them to understand. The Council had been yearning for a chance to get on this retreat anyways, so it actually came at a pretty decent time for them. But the way Dooku handled it wasn't exactly the best way to do it. Regardless, they followed him on a short retreat to Tython, where he would try and get them to grasp what he wanted them to see. He needed them to understand that their mission was to the people of the galaxy, and all of them remained confused. Despite the Council being political in nature, their loyalty to the Republic did not mean they didn't serve the people of the galaxy. The situation was much more complex than just that, and Dooku would learn more about that in the coming weeks. As a result of him separating himself and the Jedi Order from the Republic, the Chancellor and the Senate itself requested that the Jedi leave Coruscant for the time being, or that they pay heavy taxes on their temple and property. The temple had been an ancient site within the city for eons, but the Republic decided that if they were going to change, then it needed to be seen fiscally. The Jedi were granted great royalties for their service to the Republic, which did extend to their citizens. But if the Order and their new Grand Master wanted to reject said Republic, then they would have to work on their own. This meant that they'd be seen as criminals working as vigilantes on behalf of a religious moral code that did not align with the Republic. They wouldn't be able to request aid from the Republic itself without going through extremely long and excruciating processes, and they wouldn't have the same financial freedom as they had now, or at least before Dooku sent his message. Most of the Republic was very outgoing towards the Jedi. They were the Knights of the Republic, and heroes to many. The Golden Era had ended, sure, but they were still seen in a relatively positive light. Ever since Senator Ray Court's proposed oversight bill on the Jedi, there have been a collection of other oversight bills in varying degrees. The Jedi had always cooperated, though, but they didn't understand that this was a Sith plan, one meant to expose flaws of the Order to politicians of the Republic, which eventually did trickle down to the commoners of the galaxy. The Jedi hadn't been fully exposed to their flaws, which granted them public immunity in most places, aside from the Outer Rim territory planets and systems. But this move by Dooku would completely change all that good favorability. The Grand Master, in an effort to change this newly forming public perception of the Jedi, decided to send himself and a task force of 500 Jedi to the Outer Rim to attack a slave ring. He knew that the people of the galaxy would respond favorably to the Jedi acting righteously, but that didn't exactly pan out either. Dooku went with his young knight, Qui-Gon Jinn, and 500 other Jedi, and they faced the Hutts. The Grand Master led lightsaber first, and in various arenas of combat, the Jedi fought off the Hutt Syndicate members, crewmen, and grunts. These pirate foot soldiers did everything within their power to kill the Jedi, and they did succeed. Even though hundreds of Jedi attacked the Outer Rim and besieged planets without Republic protection, they would win the conflict itself, though it came at a terrible loss. The issue is, and always had been, with the Republic. Dooku wanted to change the Jedi for a flaw that belonged to the system it assisted. Going deep into the Outer Rim didn't change anything for the people who were enslaved. They killed the slavers, and the Hutts limped their way back to Nal Hutta after surrendering Krikan, Kitan, and Nimban. However, the issue is, the Jedi were not a government. They were an order of 10,000, and now they had lost nearly 400 of 500 Jedi sent into the conflict. This wasn't a skill issue for the Jedi. They were simply outmatched number-wise, and they went in with very little strategy at the request of the Grand Master. Now, all the Jedi who did die were volunteers, but for Jedi who lost brothers and sisters, they looked at this operation as unfavorable. Dooku had just killed off 400 Jedi in a rogue attack, and to make matters worse, they couldn't hold the territory they captured. 10,000 Jedi may have existed in the galaxy, but 10,000 Jedi didn't sit on Coruscant reciting poetry and meditating. Most Jedi were on missions. Those who weren't were nursing Jedi for infants, instructors for younglings, or archivists and monks. This radical attack wouldn't see positive change for anyone. The 3 planets saved from the Hutts would face excruciating punishment from them when they came back with a vengeance, killing off another 300 Jedi in the process, ones who again volunteered to go into Hutt space for their Grand Master and their order. This happened over the course of a couple weeks too. The initial battles saw great success as the Jedi cut through Hutt forces, forcing them to retreat. But the loss of 700 Jedi was nothing to scoff at. Typical numbers for Jedi killed during a year weren't typically more than 5, including natural deaths. This was outrageous. See, the thing is, especially within the Council, they understood that there was a certain bureaucracy about everything on Coruscant. They played nice with the Senate, hoping that they would throw them a bone or two, which, by the way, wasn't fine, and they all agreed to that, morally. But they legitimately couldn't do much more. In Dooku's short tenure, he had ruined the bond of trust between the Republic and the Order and cost the lives of several hundred Jedi. The issue again remained. The Jedi were an order of 10,000. They could go out and help people individually and work on missions, but conquering a planet or multiple wouldn't work for them. They couldn't maintain control over those planets, not with 100 members or 1,000, let alone trying to hold 3 planets at the same time from a Hutt cartel that spanned a lot of the Outer Rim. Instead of sowing hope and bringing peace, Dooku brought hell onto these systems and made the Hutt Syndicate worse. They saw this attack and they cracked down on all of their slaves, working them until their bones broke through their skin. The Hutts didn't play around, and because they were daring the young Jedi Master to come in after them, they sent recordings of what they did to the slaves to Coruscant. There was also what remained in the aftermath of the conflict. The people were grateful for the Jedi, but their homes and towns were ravaged by the war that ensued, and even though they got a couple days of freedom, they lost it in the following weeks. News of this outrageous move became public information, and a slow disdain of the Jedi Order started to rise. Dooku watched the natural status quo, one he initially disagreed with, fizzle out from under him. The worst part is, it wasn't like the Council didn't try to stop this. They forced their hand as hard as they could. The issue being that Dooku was a really good motivator. He was able to convince 1,000 Jedi to go into the Outer Rim and start a war. The first 500 Jedi for the initial assault, and the second group of 500 for holding the systems he captured without telling them that they lost 400 Jedi in the process. In the end, now that the 3 planets were directed back into the control of the Hutt Syndicate again, the Order started to turn heel on their Grand Master. Many Jedi were calling for his resignation and his banishment. Dooku couldn't believe what he had done. He wasn't naive by any means, but his actions had consequences. He refused to see who the true villain was. It was never the Jedi. They could have done more, sure, but look at what it had cost them. People were suffering. Innocents who would have never died were killed. Jedi who fought valiantly elsewhere in the galaxy and could have changed the lives of a multitude of others were now dead, and the faith people had in the Order was completely gone. They had taken their steps too far, and the people had enough. Just as there were calls from within the Order for Dooku's banishment from it, there were calls for the complete removal of the Jedi from Coruscant before they brought war to the core. Another thing that Dooku simply overlooked was how much comfortability came into consideration for the Republic. If they acted like terrible things weren't happening in the Outer Rim, then in their minds, they weren't actually happening. It was a contest of what was favorable or not in the eyes of the Senate, and now the current Grand Master had to live with the consequences of his actions. Yoda was ashamed of this route, but he had made the decision to make Dooku live with his actions. As a result, Dooku was forced to publicly apologize before the Senate, before the Jedi Order, and before the High Council. The counselors all decided that the best route forward was in his banishment, but it would come after he learned his lesson, after he made up for what he did. If it meant he needed to spend the rest of his life in service to those he had wronged, then so be it. But the council was not playing around. This was not revenge, these were the consequences of his actions. The entire Order needed to change their location because he refused and rejected the will and wisdom of the High Council. Dooku did feel true shame, though, and he apologized sincerely. But nothing hurt him like the terrified expression in his students' eyes. Jin joined him throughout the combat. He saw brothers and sisters die before his own eyes, and he too would have died if it weren't for Dooku. It changed Qui-Gon's entire outlook on being a maverick Jedi. He was like Dooku, but always held control over himself. After seeing who his master became, he rejected a lot of what Dooku instilled into him. As acting Grand Master, Dooku promised that he would make things right. He'd make sure that his failures turned themselves around, and that the Order could come back from such a terrible mistake on his part. He and the counselors around him would spend the next few weeks searching the galaxy for new locations. The tragedy is, this huge family situated here on Coruscant wouldn't last forever, and it wouldn't stay in the same place as it was now. Dooku had completely changed the way the Jedi would situate themselves. There was nowhere in the galaxy that could permit them to reside in full force. They would have to be separated, and that was the tragedy of all of it. Dooku chose Tython for the Archivist world. The ruins of the old temple were there, but it would also be the most hospitable location for younglings and the new Jedi archives. At Jeddah, Quen, and Tanu were outposts, 2 former and 1 current.
Walmart Plus. It's Walmart plus free delivery. Because cooking food is a lot more fun than shopping.
Currently in operation. The Jedi would go there in 3 separate groups. Dooku would help create separate councils that were under the guidance of the counselors from the High Council itself. In the process of looking for new worlds for the Order, Dooku would accidentally uncover a map to Tanalorr. He'd go there accompanied by Counselor Terrace Nubeg, where they would disarm Dagan Gera and imprison him, leading to a new location being added to the Jedi's expanding territory. After about a year of finally situating everything to the bare minimum, Dooku was forced out of the Order, by Yoda replacing him as Grand Master. Everything had changed, and while initially it was negative, it actually still was. There were a lot of things, and despite the Jedi being more widespread, there was a total lack of trust for them. They had to rebuild centuries worth of trust after a few weeks of distrust ruined everything. Dooku felt terrible. He had betrayed every single value he held true, but this made him resent the Republic more than ever before. Luckily for the Jedi Order, they were no longer But this didn't make things instantly better. As Dooku had learned, it was through the Order's cooperation with the Republic that they were able to be an effective force. Without the Republic's aid, Yoda and the Council were working arduously to rebuild relationships in the crumbling of their public trust. Dooku, on the other hand, because of his banishment, went to the outer rim world of Alega, before abandoning that planet and heading to Aldelium to learn from the ancient Jedi Master named Kirik Infla, who had been on his Barash ride for decades. The plotting of the Sith had become a lot easier, and in a way more challenging. The Jedi being removed from the front of the galaxy and from Coruscant made them easier targets. The issue transformed into who the Sith needed a scapegoat so that they could take control over the Republic, because it was no longer the Jedi who were of concern to them politically. Dealing with the Order truthfully required no wars. It just required a strong alliance with the Syndicates, who were now thirsting for blood. The Hutts held grudges, and the Sith would indulge in the fall of such a thirst. In a short-term alliance with the Syndicate, the Sith would promise resources from the mass holdings in the Trade Federation. In turn, the Hutts had to destroy the Jedi fully. The only difficult location to get to was Tython, but truthfully speaking, Plagueis and Sidious could deal with that themselves. The two Sith would form their alliance with the Hutt Syndicate, and within the coming month, one of the few Jedi outposts would be hit. The reason this was a no-brainer for the Hutts was because the Jedi chose locations that weren't protected by the Republic. They were in Republic territory, but not protected. Jedha, Tanu, and Tanalorr weren't within protected Republic space. Quen was technically, but not really due to its location near Hutt space. And Tython was simply in the deep core. No one lived there except for younglings and instructors, which is why the Sith had no issue with dealing with that themselves. Because there was no need for intergalactic conflict, the Sith would sit back and watch the first Jedi outpost get smacked by the Hutt Syndicate. Due to the way things were split up, the Council decided that locations for knights were needed. Tennu, while initially being a training ground for younglings, became a training ground for knights, most of them being young into their career as knights. Qui-Gon was here too, among them. The Hutt Syndicate completely blindsided the Jedi Order, and the knights would run to defend their temple. But every single member, including former Counselor Tera Sinube, and 2 other counselors would be killed in the attack. The Hutts simply outnumbered the Jedi, and they were unprepared. A distress signal was sent to the other locations, but no one was able to respond fast enough to assist. There were around 1,300 Jedi on Tennu. This didn't go to say the Jedi were easy targets. They simply didn't have the manpower or firepower to defend themselves. The Hutt fleet first attacked the landing fields from the sky, and they simply bombarded the ground and used Trade Federation battle droids and bombers to do the rest, so that their manpower couldn't be drastically affected. The few Jedi who could get into the sky using whatever they had available lasted only so long against a fleet of fighters. It was a horrendous day for the Jedi Order, and they had very little to counter with. The counselors who survived and weren't present had to come up with a counter strategy. They couldn't abandon Jedha City, because that would ruin their reputation more. The same went for Quen, but at the same time, they couldn't afford to protect this territory by themselves. Dooku had completely screwed the Jedi Order over, and now they were looking at possible extinction. Though a voice from their ranks suggested a bold move. Master Tyvoka suggested an attack on the Hutts themselves. If they could force a collective retreat, they might be able to gather enough volunteers to strike at their homeworld at Nal Hutta. The only reason this was a feasible option for the Jedi was because they had no clue that the Hutts were using Federation battle droids. The group used to decimate Tennu had to be massive in size, which was true, but Tyvoka assumed that the Hutts were going on the offensive with everything they had, making Jedha and Quen their next targets and leaving Nal Hutta undefended. The Order sent a distress signal to Coruscant, hoping that the Republic might supply reinforcements to the arena of combat. They didn't, but they did enlist the Outlands Region Security Forces to assist them in the quote-unquote worrisome attack that the Republic assumed wouldn't come. As the Jedi were doing this, a group of 150 volunteers joined the full collection of the remaining High Council, and they departed for Nal Hutta. At Quen and Jedha, the Jedi got people to safety and joined forces with the security soldiers to defend its territory. Most of these troopers didn't think anything would come, but they'd be proven wrong when both locations would receive an attack from the Hutts, though they were surprised that the Republic had forces present. The fact that the Trade Federation had forces working with the Hutts would be the first noted concern to the warriors of the Outland groups. Across Hutt space, the Jedi Task Force 150 warriors would land quietly on Nal Hutta. They were simply targeting the leadership, and as they made their approach, they found that the Hutts weren't as lowly supplied as they initially believed. In all fairness, it had taken months for them to attack the Jedi, because the Sith were funding this entire operation. But to the Jedi, this was mind-boggling. They were prepared for an actual war. The Hutts controlled a lot of the Outer Rim as it was, but this force could conquer it all easily, which is what they planned on doing after wiping out the Jedi with Trade Federation support. Master Yoda led his brothers and sisters on the assault of the capital town of Nal Hutta. The foot soldiers quickly moved to combat the Jedi, but their surprise caught the lot of them in a drunken stupor. Those who were stationed at Nal Hutta were the High Guard. They were the most trusted members of the Hutt cartel, yet they were drinking and gambling because they could afford to. The Jedi weren't desperate enough to make a move like this. Well, as it turns out, following Tanu, they were incredibly desperate. The thousands of Hutt cartel warriors were caught flat-footed, and whether it was stumbling over each other or not having a chance to find their weapons, they were cut down. The Jedi were operating quickly in order to ensure the survival of their religion and their order. This was for everyone lost, for the slaves, for the freedom of the Outer Rim. As war consumed the town, the Jedi Council cut through the bag. Surrounding Yoda were Tyvoka, Yaddle, Yariel Poof, Katri, and Pali Depation. They quickly disposed of the guards who lined the interior of the halls inside the main building. Inside the chambers sat the thugs, gathered around, wondering what was coming for them. Every member of their sleazy council was here, because they wanted to ensure the utmost protection. Jabba, for example, couldn't be at Tatooine, because all of his forces were moving on Jedha with the rest of the Hutt cartel. The Hutts watched the Jedi, knowing that they wouldn't dare kill innocent beings. But this council had been pushed to its limits. It's a big reason why Katri and Pali were here, as to make sure that the rest of the council didn't act erratically. Tyvoka slammed his blade down in the center of the room, shooting out a burst of energy, and he roared with ferocity. The Hutts looked around, as their translator informed them that the Jedi were telling them to surrender, to give up their fight. The Hutts initially believed that the Jedi weren't bold enough to do anything like kill one of them, but an explosion rocked the building.
Wait, what happened?
Confirming that the counselors weren't alone. Yoda told Tyvoka to take Pali and Yariel with them to assist the others. He nodded as Yoda, Yaddle, and Katri spoke to the Hutt Council. 2 of the 3 Jedi could fit inside the necks of these monstrous legs, but that did not take away from their presence here before them. Yoda addressed them honorably, but also with a hint of disdain. He told them that their operation would be destroyed, every bit of it given over to the Republic. They tried to call his bluff, but he told them that their soldiers would learn the truth upon their coming attacks at Quen and Jedha. Just as Yoda finished, one of their commanders informed them the Republic had set up a defense fleet outside of Quen. In a few moments more, the same would be said about Jedha. Now the thing is, the Outlands weren't the official military of the Republic. They were simply stationed there to protect outlying systems of the Republic. The Senate simply used them because they didn't have any other military to use for this combat. This led to Jabba deciding to betray the trust of the Sith. He told Yoda, Yaddle, and Katri that they were tasked with this objective by 2 individuals. They called themselves Dark Jedi or something, and they wanted the main order destroyed. These individuals had strong alliances with the Trade Federation, which fought the Hutts. Jabba told Yoda that if he wanted a resolution, they could make a deal. The deal was the Hutts would backstab Plagueis and Sidious, but they in return wanted immunity, and Yoda promised it. As he said those words, both Yaddle and Katri stopped the potential treaty. They turned Yoda around and asked him what he was doing. The 3 Jedi stepped away from earshot of the room, where Yoda explained that he had made many mistakes in his life. The greatest among them was allowing Dooku to spar him. He was going to make up for that mistake here. This temporary alliance was meant to draw these 2 Dark Jedi in, and they would deal with them. Afterwards, the Jedi could break their word, and they could handle the situation however was best situationally for them. Yoda turned back, informing the Hutts that they had a deal. They would get freedom from consequence of the Jedi Order, following the Hutt's betrayal of the Dark Jedi. The rest of the battle for Nal Hutta would play out in a Jedi retreat, quote-unquote, and the Hutts would look to frame things favorably for themselves. While the Jedi had the physical power, the Sith had the political power. But in this scenario, the Hutts were banking on the word of the Jedi, which was a word that they would never dare break based on reputation. From who and what the Hutts knew, the Jedi did not want an elongated conflict with their cartel, because they had already lost so many to them. Yoda had said so, even complimenting the vast military prowess of the cartel, believing that their efforts would have been better used on competitors in the Outer Rim. But the point still standing. The Hutts trusted the Jedi's word over the Sith's, because the Jedi had a long history of abiding by their honor and their code. As far as the Hutts knew, the Sith had vast wealth, and like them, they'd probably backstab them. Killing the Hutts would give them a chance to take everything from the Sith without having to rely on a percent of their cut. When Plagueis and Sidious arrived, the Sith Lord told his student to remain cautious. The Hutts told them about the Jedi attack, and the reasoning for bringing the Sith to Nal Hutta was so they could extend their agreement in person, as well as hand over captured Master Jedi from the Council. When the two Sith walked into the main throne room, they found Yoda on the ground, with chains around his back. Plagueis smiled, looking to the Hutt Council, and then to his apprentice, mocking Yoda's failures as he did. On the ground around him were various bodies of the Jedi Council, plastered on their chests and backs with blaster holes and marks. Plagueis told his student to make sure all of these counselors remained in their condition. 2 crimson lightsabers ignited, as Sidious moved to strike the dead Jedi to ensure their deaths. As he moved to kill one of them, Yoda launched Sidious into the ceiling. He slammed down into the ground as Master Tyvoka lifted him off of the floor and drove him backwards, igniting his lightsaber and having his strike defended. The other Jedi quickly rallied to their feet as Yoda's lightsaber ignited. Plagueis stepped back, planting his foot and driving his weapon forward. Yoda was in his element, focused solely on one thing. There were no visions of past or future. He was in the present, focused on one singular event, right here and right now. The Jedi around him gathered together to strike at the Sith Lord. Plagueis drove his saber to the side, pushing one back, defending another, and sweeping the legs out from the final. He stepped away, defending his strikes from Yoda. Behind him, his young apprentice was thrown into the wall, shattering his back on impact. Tyvoka turned away after Sidious dropped to his knees and then to his face. The Wookiee crushed both of Sidious's blades with his bare foot before watching Plagueis stumble away from Yoda. The Jedi Master leapt upward, countering the masterful Sith duelist. Tyvoka wanted to end Sidious's life, but even in his Wookiee rage, he'd be against the Jedi way. Despite this, Plagueis was still an open target. Yoda spun around and Plagueis prepared to jab at the remaining Jedi closing in on his position, as his feet were picked up off the ground. He was thrown down and clawed across the face. The mad-clawed Jedi Master ripped flesh from bone, before picking Sidious off the ground again. The Sith Lord swung his lightsaber down towards Tyvoka's back, as he was held above the Wookiee's head. But Katri lobbed her lightsaber and it blocked the strike, giving Tyvoka the chance to drop Plagueis down on his knee, breaking his back all the same. He then lobbed the Sith into a pillar, shattering more bones and the pillar itself on impact. The Sith were defeated. Before taking them, they'd be placed into carbon freezing, thanks to a hot chamber within their own town. It was typically used by bounty hunters, but sure, the Jedi could use it. After all, they were getting their immunity from the Order. While the Jedi promised safety from themselves, the Republic did not, and the attacks at Jedha and Quen proved to the Senate that the cartels were a threat to be worried about, thanks to the Outland Security Forces reporting on the alliance between the Hutt forces and the Federation. This immediately had political ramifications across the Deep Core, as one of the richest megacorporations was in alignment with the Hutt cartel. The irony being, the Federation was promised secrecy. They were attacking Jedi settlements. The issue is, they may have not been Deep Republic territory, but they were still under Republic jurisdiction. The Core wasn't concerned with it, but the Outland Security Forces were, because their entire curation was to do what the Core Republic would not. Now the Senate had their own turmoil to face, especially for the neglect of the rise of the Federation's power. At the end of the day, it wasn't of concern for the Jedi, especially not after losing almost half their order in the span of a year. All of this was a devastating loss that would transform the way they looked at things. Their focus would be on the light of the Force, while also preserving the dedication of their order. They should have always been geared around the Force, but it still remained the truth that they needed the Republic to wake up. Sadly for them, it meant they needed to sacrifice thousands of members of the Republic to see the terror of the Outer Rim. The status quo was upset, and the Jedi would ride it out away from the fight between the Syndicates and the Republic. As for the Sith, they were captured. They'd be taken and hidden away inside the ice caverns out on Ilum, so that they may never be found again. Master Infilla would return to the Order, allowing Dooku to remain on Aldolium for the rest of his life, as the guardian of the people. Kirek would eventually become a member of the High Council upon his return, and eventually rise to master the Order. The Jedi would grow, and it would take time for them to see such growth. But around them, the galaxy would change. Their position, while still unfavorable at the time of Yoda's death, would change over the years. Dooku would learn a lot of his endeavors, but he would never cross paths with another Jedi for the rest of his life. His efforts did set in stone radical change for the Jedi, but it also wouldn't see its true effects until long after his own death. The Jedi were able, in their divorce from the Republic, to focus on their tranquility and the harmony of the Force. The Council would vet all their members on Tanalorr, and the rediscovery of the location would be incredibly influential in all the decisions made by the Council and the Order going forward. It was in the one Jedi Order, spread out across the galaxy at dozens of outposts, temples, and training grounds, focused on one initiative, maintaining the true identity of the Force and the galaxy, which was, and always shall remain, Alan's. And that, my friends, is our story. And special thanks to the patrons.
It's over. Hey,
Ozpin, Darth Bishy, Stacey Jagger,
just another
Belden, Rosebird, Angel Dust, Alexander Reese, The Beginning and End, Jango Fett Clone, Nick 5098.
She got mad. I guess I was talking to Pat. And she didn't like it. Apparently, I was talking shit to her. I wasn't. Yeah, she just got pissed. Yeah. Oh well. I don't know. I don't pay attention to P.H.D. What do you think about Jeff's shambles last night? CCO. Yeah, yeah. I was talking to Cap the other day, and I told Cap I forgot how the conversation started, but we were talking about NTF. I wasn't talking shit about her. She thought I was, but whatever. Anyways, and I told Cap of like her ego, and she got all mad about it. Yeah, I know CCO. I know. Oh fuck! I'm about to end this live. I'm gonna end this live and watch some football for a bit. Oh, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I hope somebody goes live later. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.